End of the line.
I am doing more with less. Rustin feel he's the best. Now sign your chest, I am stirring Satya. Listen to me.
Now, whatever your name is, get ready for the big surprise.
Put that cookie down! Now!
Yo, what's up, grinders? How's everybody doing out there? Mound up, everybody. Regulators, mound up. Oh, man. What a day, what a day. How you doing, everybody? Shout out to all the grinders coming on in. Hit that like button, share it out. Let's go. We got some things to talk about. Bachelor Grindhouse to start off. Room is open. They'll come on in. As they come on in, what's up, everybody? How you doing? Good evening. Hope everybody had a wonderful Mother's Day celebrating the moms out there yesterday. So hopefully everybody had a great day yesterday. It was a nice weather here on the East Coast. So we're getting ready for that, and that was good. And now, get back into the swing of things here with the gaming stuff. Yeah, last week I did a couple of just some streams, some VR streams. And that's up, Febreze. How you doing, man? Did a couple of streams last week. No Grinds Bite last week. I just I think I'm getting my allergies and stuff coming in, but we'll see. I want to get through this show. Hopefully I don't lose my voice. My singing voice, that is, right? Now it is. But shout out to everybody coming on in. RP Gaming, Nick, Twisted Sync, Leech, how you doing, Nick? Worldwide Studios. I was going to jumping on in there. Mary Wilcox, Damasi, Solari, how you doing, man? Jason the King, what's up? Robert Lawrence, how you doing? Ant Methods, Bit Rate.
You're my number one
Zero
customer.
Steel, Sub-Zero, is now plane 0. How you doing, Nelson? Harry Tran, how you doing? Mod, Philip, Wild Wolf, what's up? Freddie, VIP Grinder over there. Shout out to the VIPs coming on, and Richard Farmer, Ant Methods. Then shout, yeah boy, M Gene. How you doing? I make babies, oh damn pause. How you doing? Took a break. Game night 123, starting us off with the super chats on the Grindhouse. He goes, looking forward to the show. I bought myself an OLED. It can be delivered Thursday. It's the Sony A90K. Yo, that's a good TV, man. Would have bought the LG C2, but it's sold out over here. You know what? Shout out to Game Night. Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, I got the Sony A90. Dude, it's great. I like the Sony OLED one. I was debating between the LG and the Sony, and the reason why I went with the Sony too is because it had Google TV built into it. So I thought that was pretty cool to have the Google TV. You don't have to go buy one of the Google sticks or the Amazon Prime. You go right with the Google TV built into the Sony TV. And I play a PlayStation on it, and that's awesome. So yeah, definitely, dude. Shout out to you. The OLED is awesome. It is definitely great. So shout out to you. Get that. But yeah, I didn't go with the LG. I went with the Sony one. Richard Farmer, did they get to win this time? Yeah, and it's let me see. I don't even know if I even have the W. Oh, yeah, here it is.
Sir, do we get to win this time?
I don't know. Do they get to win? Who knows? We're going to talk about it today. Yo, shout out to Shadow Link with the 5. He says, hey, Jez, what's up, man? Love your streams. I don't normally get to catch you live. Thanks for the great content. You are hilarious. Hey, thank you so much, Shadow Link. Glad you're able to catch this live. And thank you again for the super chat. We're going to be rocking today. Maybe Bachelor Grindhouse, so we'll get, Link, Sick, or whoever comes on in. Frogs coming on in, but we got some things to talk about, and I'm glad you could catch it live. So hit that like button that you hear live. Share it out. We're ready to rock and roll.
You're my number one customer.
You're my number one customer. That's what he says right there. And we're ready to go into these topics. As you can see from the grinds board, the rundown right here. Zelda's PlayStation Esports channel. I saw that. I threw it on there a little bit of palate cleanse. The games as a service dropping off. Street Fighter Performance. The series selling slower than the Xbox, Game Pass, and then the EU. We'll get to that. We'll fly through these topics because I know everybody wants to get to Grindhouse Law, because this evening we're going to be doing Grindhouse Law, right? True Virgil's in here. Here he is, marching band. What's up? True Virgil's in here. What's up, True Virgil? We got you. I got you, True Virgil. Here he comes.
Sign me, please. I will bend over.
Welcome.
Mine is tell me
now it's a party.
When we all play the make exclusive games and light. To my face, thank you, Phil.
It's a party now. We got True Virgil in here. It's ready to go, baby. VIP grind. That's just speaking about the VIPs. We got to go celebrate with them.
End of the line.
Oh man, Chief says it's the end of the line. He's not telling us to hold the line, but anyway. Oh, you know what time it is. Get him, Herman. Get him. Tell him about those quality supers. Get him. Those super dance. Oh, there he is. Shout out to the VIP grinders. DJ Mode. With the real VIPs, please stand up. How you doing? DJ. We are all partying in here with Herman Holtz and the Quality Splits, hoping for a Sony showcase. We're hoping for that Sony showcase. True Virgil, are you moving? Are you feeling the quality? Hanging out by the quality grapes over there? Do you feel it? I had to put you there to make you feel the passion. But come on, everybody, we need a Sony showcase. We got it. Shout out to VIP Grinders partying in here with Herman Holtz, the quality games. Phil, keep you out there with Booster until the quality starts coming from you. Then you could come and dance with the quality VIPs. Shout out to you. Use those emojis, flexing them right now in the chat, and also partying with quality Herman Holtz on his yacht. Flipping over tables at studios, I heard. They weren't quality, he flipped them over. Took care of them in business. But we'll see what's going on. We're partying with Mr. Herman Holtz and the VIP Grinders. Hit that join button, Grinders. You want to be in the VIPs. And use the emojis. We need about, 10 more? Damn, my freaking reverb's on. We need about 10 more, something like that, to get the to get another emoji in there. I got to get another emoji. Let us compete. I already have it. Hold on. What the hell? Let me compete. There we go. Yeah, like I need to get another one. Oh man, True Virgil, man. He didn't. Virgil, I can't put you any closer to the quality grapes, the quality nuts. True Virgil, I can't put you. If you're gonna keep throwing out L's to ponies, I don't know. I can't put you any closer to Herman Holtz's nuts. I don't know what to do about that. We'll have to quality nuts. But the thing is like we'll see. What if this is a W or not? We'll talk about it here. But like shooting through the topics here. Yeah, what I was saying is that you want to join, use those emojis, hit the join button. You can be a VIP grinder. And I said probably about like, I think 8 more VIPs in order to get another emoji in the grind house. So right now you have the huge selection of emojis that we got right here. And I don't want to take any of these away. I want to just add one, especially the most popular flute there. But I think I can add another one if I get a few more VIPs in there. Just letting you know, I'll get another one in there, and you can decide on what you want to do there on that one. Zero Steel flexing right there. There he is, Zero Steel. Shout out to you, man. Flexing those emojis. I'm gonna make some new one. I'm gonna make another one. I did this one on demand, the blocked one. I guess we got to do an approved one now. But anyway, so Zelda reviews, dude. I told you it was gonna be a 10. A 10. Everybody loves Zelda. They were waiting for that Zelda, man. Listen, I am ready. I'm going to get it. I'm waiting. My daughter keeps taking my Switch to play the Mario Kart and stuff like that. But I want to, I'm going to get Zelda and I want to play it because that looks interesting as hell. Just making stuff and doing and solving puzzles and things like that. Like, I think the gameplay looks really cool. Like I said, Nintendo evolves with gameplay. That's what they do. Nobody's here. Nobody was running around with jackets saying it eats monsters for breakfast and bitches for lunch. Like Xbox is doing, setting expectations with the most powerful console because they didn't have any games that show the power. Nintendo, it's a half glass full. It's like, dude, look at this old hardware, but hey, we're making games with it, and they evolved the gameplay. It looks interesting. I'll probably be getting that one. But one of the points I wanted to make is the incredible momentum that a great game can do. Because coming off the heels, again, like, I think Phil Ness takes another L here because, well, he always takes L's. But another L for Phil Ness is, if you recall, he had to bite his tongue. Well, he didn't bite his tongue. He talked too much, like he typically does, saying that single-player games just don't do what they do anymore, referring on the eves of like Horizon Zero Dawn and Zelda. When Phil like kind of went out there and was like, single player games, yeah, they don't kind of hit the way they used to do anymore. And don't hit anymore. What was that? Phil Spencer Xbox. And it was just such a weird thing. Story-based games don't have the same impact that they would have. Like, and Phil Spencer kind of said this right when the quarter that gave us Zelda and gave us Horizon. And, and I thought it's pretty interesting that coming off the heels of, here's Phil in 2017, Phil Ness here. Story-based games don't have the same impact they used to have, said Phil Spencer. He said this the same quarter that Zelda, Horizon, and Persona came out. He says the audience for those big story-driven games, I won't say isn't as large, but they're not as consistent, he says. You'll have to have things like Zelda and Horizon that come out. They'll do really well, but I don't think they have the same impact that they used to have because the big service-based games are capturing such a large amount of the audience. Here we go. Phil Ness.
A few moments later.
They are lined up in 2023 to buy the next Zelda, Phil. How this aged like milk left out on the porch on a 90-degree day. But he had to scale this back because Phil Ness was talking about
You're
games
my number
as a
one
service.
customer.
Big games. Here he is again. And the games that came out, Resident Evil 7, Neo, Nier Automata, Persona 5, Horizon Zero Dawn, Legend of Zelda, and Mass Effect Andromeda all came out when Dopey said this. I think that's pretty interesting. True Virgil, this is him. He signed you. This is what he said. So now again, we come to 2023, and Phil Ness has some more Phil Ness where he goes, making great games won't shift consoles in a drastic manner for them. And didn't provide any clarity. Didn't provide any clarity to that statement. Just made it look like that he has no incentive to make great games. Well, what's crazy is that people lined up around the corners all over the place. Shout out to, I think Salty did this. Let's see. I think Salty. Shout out to Salty. Salty showed his midnight launch. There were midnight launches all over the place. Here we go. Look at this.
This is the line for Zelda. Xbox should never do this shit, alright?
They're Salty.
PlayStation, Nintendo.
On location.
Running the industry. This is the line.
All over the place, dude. Why?
Zelda,
Great
Xbox
games
should
don't
never
do
this
anything.
shit, alright?
Don't make anything.
PlayStation, Nintendo. Running the industry. This is the line.
Look at that. All over the place. There was the one in New York. Hours. Line of hours. On the eve of Phil Spencer saying, yeah, hold the line. There's the line. That's the line that you wish you were holding, Xbox fans. There's the line that you wish. Hold that line. Nobody will ever line up like that for your trash, as long as you keep making trash. There's the hold the line right there. Hold that line. Shit. Waste time. Craig the Tech Guy, what's up, man? $2. He goes, shout out to the Grindhouse and the chat. Thank you very much, Craig.
You're my
Shout out to
number
you,
one
man.
customer.
And subtext 199, he goes, I've heard a lot of dumb Phil quotes, but wow. Here you go, man. You come to the Grindhouse, 2017. I didn't say it. Phil Spencer said it. True Virgil's king. There you go. And True Virgil, let me tell you something. I wish I could put you closer to the balls of the Kratos. What's up, Kratos? Put you closer to the balls of I can't put you any closer to Herman Holtz's quality nuts. But let me tell you something. If you think that interview helped them seal the ABK deal with the EU, let me tell you something. If you think that guy put his head out there and basically disgraced the gaming console player by saying, hey, we're not making great games. Great games don't do this. Great games don't do this. All for the sake of this deal, that is even more disrespect to you. Because this dude basically, like, he almost like, he basically beat you down when you were down with the L from Redfall. And then just said, and we're not making great games, dude. Great games don't do anything for us. What incentive do we have? He never clarified it. He just left that out there to dry. He never came the next day. He came back the next day. He goes like, hey, that doesn't mean we're not making great games for our system. Because the problem is that great games will move the entire platform, whether it's console, whether it is this. So he should have clarified that, but he didn't. He left it out there as that we're not making great games. Great games are not going to do anything for us. Well, again, 2017 revisited. Bite your tongue, Phil, because Zelda moved the gaming industry. One game. Made everybody go get their Switch. Made everybody pick up their Switch again. Made everybody go buy their Switch again. Go get a special edition. Great games move services, move hardware, move consoles, give you identity. That's what it does. And if Phil feels that doesn't add value, what is he going to sell his services on? His good looks? His interviews with iJustine in the basement? Like, is that what Phil plans to sell his service on? Just like his interviews and dressing Satya up like a goddamn Xbox clown? Is that how he plans to move the needle? To get people interested in his brand? Because if he's not making games to bring people into the platform, how's he getting people there? I need to know. What's up, Matty Beast? How? What are you doing? Games for a gaming service. If you're not making great games for the gaming service, I don't care if you're talking about console, PC, Samsungs, at all. You need to make games for the service. Regardless of what you consider an Xbox or not. And if you feel that that's not going to change consoles, then fine. But what about your platform? And Redfall. Redfall. Yeah. This is not bringing people to your service. This is not bringing people to your service. So this is what I mean. On the heels of this trash here, nobody's coming to your service regardless of what you consider an Xbox or not. You could look at a box on the corner of the street and go, that's an Xbox. Do whatever you want. Call monthly active users until your nose bleeds. But games like this, great games will move your service and give you some acknowledgement. This? What is this doing? Who this? Look at that. 287 in the game. Look at the reviews. Who this? It makes it seem like, what incentive do you have to make great games? Because Xbox Game Pass is going to survive based off of Xbox first party. You can say whatever you want. Oh, there's Gears. All the Gears are in there, dude. No. Xbox first party games are going to drive Game Pass. That was the reason why Game Pass became a thing in 2018, because they said all their first party games coming to the service. That's why everybody switched and subscribed, because they expected all these first party games coming. What they didn't know is Microsoft was going to pull the rug from underneath them and have years of not releasing games, and then have some hokey dokey stuff when the games do come out, a la Halo, a la Redfall. They come out and they suck. Oh, it takes 3 to 4 years to make a high-quality game. You wait. Here comes Redfall. There you go. After a 1-year delay. What's this? What's this? Great games will move console. You saw people lined up for Zelda. They're lining up for this trash. Now. So what Microsoft's deciding to do is they don't want to be in the business of making games for their service. They want to be in the business of just buying established franchises. That's what they want to do. They want the easy way out. Hey, everybody knows Call of Duty. Let's just buy it and put it in our service. That will give us some eyeballs. That's their strategy. They don't want to sit here and do this. They don't want to make games and, oh, we should have been earlier and have hands-on earlier. Well, if you know how to make games, you would have known that already, Phil. You've been in this industry for over 20 goddamn years. Hell, you ran their first-party studios. How did you not know to be involved with your game development? Are you that far removed? But saying great games don't move, are not going to do anything for you. Well, that's a failing attitude. And if you posing for the EU, then guess what? You just put yourself in a no, like, you are really destroying your entire brand. Or you're cutting off your nose to spite your face, dude. You're destroying your brand single-handedly, saying how bad you are and how making great games won't change. What was that again?
I see commentary that if you just build great games, everything would turn around. It's just not true that if we go off and build great games, all of a sudden you're going to see console share shift in some dramatic way. We lost the worst generation to lose in the Xbox One generation, where everybody built their digital library
because
of games.
That's what they figured out to do with the 360, was go out and get great games to turn it around. That's what they did. They made games, they made deals, they made their platform identifiable and made it unique. It's simply not true, he says. Well, guess what, Phil? How about you try? You know? It's like a little kid riding a bike. I'll never ride my bike. It's just not true that I could ride this two-wheeler. Just not true. Oh, that's a defeatist attitude. Well, if you release shit like this, yeah. Hey, guess what? That cost you $7 billion right there. And tell me, how much gameplay have we seen for Starfield since? Dude, that thing is on the lock and key. Wait till June. All the pressure for Starfield in June. No little sneak peeks. No little game design twerks. Nothing. It's all going to be in one showcase, one time only, one Todd Howard Uber driver show. That's it. One time only. You think there's enough pressure on Starfield right now? You're not showing little gameplay missions. You're not showing like a little developer direct comes sort of building up to June. Nope. You gave Todd Howard one chance. One chance in June. Right after your trash ass show. One chance. Coming off of this. One time. And what he showed last year didn't do anything because nobody's talking about it. That gameplay was ridiculous. And the other gameplay, over the shoulder, fake button presses, overlays on TV screens. That's what you're going to do for your premiere great game, quote unquote. And what I think is hilarious is that if you just make great games, it's not going to move the needle. Then why would you even make Starfield exclusive? If you feel that Starfield is not going to do anything, why would you make it exclusive if you believe in this?
I see commentary.
Unless it's not a great game.
Build great games, everything would turn around.
Then why would you even Starfield would be exclusive? Do you think Starfield is going to turn it around, quote? Is it? Josh says, Jez, will you be more incentivized to ride a bike if you had a character you like on it or just a generic bike? Exactly. Marketing. Exactly, Josh. Like marketing, showing this stuff. Why make it exclusive? Exactly, Josh. Why would you make it exclusive if you saying a game? He even said it. Starfield scores an 11. It's not going to do anything. Why would you leverage it then in your service? Yo, what's up, Salty? Yeah, I showed your video of Hold the Line, of actually a real line of people lining up for Zelda. That's the line that Xbox wishes they could hold. But shout out to Salty getting the on-field reporting there. But this and all the pressures on Starfield now. Thanks. $7 billion got you this. Just remember that when we go into the Activision discussion. Just remember what $7 billion got you. Imagine what $70 billion is going to get you. Oh, man. What?
Our console, that somehow we're going to win the console race, I think doesn't really lay into the reality of most people.
Most people.
End of the line.
Oh, you heard it. You heard it from them. But great games. Okay? Great games. Don't do anything. On the heels of Zelda. Okay. Line up around the corner. Those numbers will get most people fired. Most people will get fired for releasing stuff like this. You know, most people. Most people. So the next one is a palate cleanse here. PlayStation is releasing an Esports. Let's see what this is about. An Esports PlayStation. Watching shows probably on the heels of EVO. We're getting ready for EVO. Yeah, feel better, Salty. He got a cold from waiting in that line with those Nintendo fans waiting for the thing. So in Esports, remember Sony got EVO. Let's see where they go. PlayStation tournaments has been a thing. They're launching an Esports channel. I'm not into Esports, so shout out to Sony. Good job, I guess. I guess Gears Esports is trash too. That's done too, but I guess they could do it on the ease of Street Fighter and EVO, and I guess they're doing their own tournament thing. Why not? Why not? It is what it is. Again, you release the games. It is what it is. PlayStation is grabbing that esports crowd. Marketing. So, it is what it is. Meh. Just wanted to put it out there as some news. Then, this is something that people need to see. Now, this was playable. I remember I streamed this thing. Vampire the Masquerade. Yet another free-to-play game. I think it was exclusive on PSN or PlayStation. It was free. A free-to-play game on PlayStation. I remember I played it even on the Steam Deck. I tried it on the Steam Deck. Is entering development again. Another games as a service. What did Phil say in 2017? Games as a service are winning? Well, another one. And the problem is with these things here is if you're one of the people that buy into these free-to-plays, the servers are going to remain online for this. But they're stopping support for it. And this was the multiplayer one. It was interesting, but again, it wasn't anything. Another one bites the dust. Doom, doom, doom. Another one bites the dust. Yep. You know? And really, these free-to-plays, they get these little boosted sales, a little boosted interest. People stream it, and they move on to the next thing. And some people stay for the battle pass and all this other stuff. But I think people are burnt out. I think there's just too much of the free-to-play stuff. I just think that there's too much competition out there. And I think, if Sony's really making games as a service, I don't know if they're doing it. This is, again, games as a service and free-to-play, I think, are two different things. They definitely come together in some instances where games as a service may be a free-to-play, but I do think there are games that come out that may have service components added to them, like a battle pass or something along those lines. I don't think we say every free-to-play game, every service game is a free-to-play game, but most likely they are that kind of that kind of relationship there. But these free-to-plays that come out, people stream them, they hang with them, play with them for a day or so. If you stay with the battle pass, you stay with the battle pass. But you know how many people are gonna just hike it? Right, they're done. They're like, oh, you're done with developing this stuff. And then you have these people that invested into this ecosystem, invested into the battle passes, invested into the stuff, and it's just like, yeah, we're done. It launched April of last year, just about a year, and they're done. And they're going to remain active for the foreseeable future. They're just going to wait for people to just slowly die off, and then they're basically gonna cancel it. Like, done. They're going to shut it down. And there it is. Look, on Monday, the developers said that due to it not being able to reach the required number of players, it will end active development on the title. In-game monetization will also be turned off.
Hold on.
Okay.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh, no.
Holy Spirit,
no.
activate. Holy Spirit, activate. Activate. Activate.
I cover this on the Epic show, like when they were talking about the Epic deal and Epic free games versus subscriptions to Epic, getting the free games or just buying games outright. Listen, and the same thing goes for the movies as well. We'll put it in a grindhouse perspective here. Hit that like button. Here's the grindhouse perspective. If you are making a product and it cost you $10 to make the product, and you sell the product for $50, and I come up to you and saying, I will give you $50 to buy your product, you'll say, thank you very much, and that's your profit of $40 that you would make because you cost 10, you sold it for 50, you made 40, and I just gave you the money. When we think of subscriptions or service games, you're laying out this money, $10. And now instead of me just coming up to you and saying, here's $50, you call it a shot, you made your 40 back. Now it's like, well, wait a second. It cost me $10, but now I'm going to have you play it for $5. Well, how long is it going to take you to make the $40 back? 8 months? So I'll just trickle back. Like, You're giving me this game, and now you got to support this game for 8 months in order to make the same $40 back if I just bought it outright and just gave it to you on day one. These publishers, these developers that are making these games want their money back. They want to know how much they're going to make so they could start the next project. So they would rather me come in there, say, here's $50 and say, dude, $40, I'm out of here. Thank you. I made my money back. Now I can start planning my development of the next project. But now I'm going to play your game that cost you 10. I'm going to play 5. Or I'll play it for, we'll say, I'll play it for $10. So I play it for the same amount of money it took you to make it. By the time you get to your $40, you got to now sustain my expectations that I stick around for the next 4 months to make, so I give you $10 for the next 4 months. And that's a very simplistic way of doing that. I'm just a simplistic way of just, portraying that to everybody. $10, you now got to stay. You could take your $50 and walk out the door, say, I'm done. But if you're going to give it to me for $10, then you got to stick around, dude. You got to now stay around for 4 months or so and make sure that I'm engaged. You got to make sure those numbers are there. You got to keep that information fresh. You got to keep the content fresh so you can make sure that you reach the required number of players to sustain your model. So now you got some work to do now. You can't just make the game and go on vacation. You got to make the game, and your work starts day one, because now you got to figure out how to retain everybody that's checking this out. And this is the same issue that Game Pass faces. You want to talk about monthly active users, you make a game, put it in Game Pass, now you're crushing your fingers that people are still playing. They're engaged. But it's up to you to add more development. Look what they did with Halo. Look at all that extra work. Instead of making more maps and more excess stuff for us in Halo, they're doing benefit of life improvements, you're tweaking and doing all these things, making the game more playable rather than adding new content to what we have. Whereas if you made a game and it's a complete vision on day one, everything you do now is extra. It's more. Ghost of Tsushima, Iki Island, Horizon, Burning Shores, extra. They're not still fixing the base game. They're not still tweaking weapons. They're not tweaking enemies. They're not tweaking, exploration or fixing stuff. It's additive. They're adding. And what Microsoft's been doing with Game Pass is giving you garbage like Redfall, giving you missed features like Halo Infinite, and giving the stuff that you would expect on day one and trickling that over time. That's not games as a service. That's games as a hoax. That's a fool's game. Don't use basic features as ways of service. Sea of Thieves was the perfect example of that. 3 fetch quest missions. 3 types of fetch quests. That was day one for $60. And over time, they added stuff. No. That game should have had all that stuff there day one, and you're adding more for $60. And Microsoft just does that with their games. So games like this, Blood Hunt, another head scratcher here, is that, guys, they were unable to reach the required numbers. They only made this on PC and PS5. They didn't even touch an Xbox. How bad is Xbox doing?
Oh, and Psychonauts 2.
Why didn't they put it? How bad's Xbox? They're shutting this down before putting it on Xbox. Tell me how bad that is.
And they're all on Game Pass. Somerville, like a Requiem. What to play first and what to play last. Skylash 2, Ground, True and Doom. 'Cause they're all on Game Pass.
What are we doing here? They're shutting this down because they're unable to reach their numbers without making an Xbox version. How bad is Xbox doing? I need to know this. How bad is Xbox doing that they will not, to get more numbers, not make a Xbox? And willing to shut it down. Man, oh man. That's wild. That is wild. Phil's like, no, man, we got our vampire game. It's called Redfall. We don't need that. Even though what's funny is that actually that Vampire Masquerade, the Vampire Masquerade was a Game Pass game. So they already had a relationship with the developer to make that like investigator type vampire game that was already launching in Game Pass. But they didn't get this one? And Xbox is the multiplayer console. I'm going to tell you why. Because Xbox Online is not what it used to be. That's probably what it is. Right, Josh? No, I didn't see the people Square's Financial saying they should release it on Xbox to make them billions. Dude, they're going to shut it down before they put it on an Xbox. Tell me how big Xbox is right now. Oh, Phil this. Man. Cliffy B had the same issue. He shut down his whole studio before even putting the game on Xbox. But these games as a service, dude, I'm like, I think it's leaving a bad taste in gamers' mouths in the sense that, you know, every time a new games as a service pops up, just like I think there's subscription fatigue out there as well. Everybody having too many subscriptions here and there. I think that, you know, the issue is that these games as a service really are like, why would you invest in them? Like, I was asked the chat, like, would you like start buying? Yo, what's up, the biggest? How you doing? Like, would you now invest in when a new games as a service comes out, new free-to-play game? Are you going to be quick to buy that battle pass? Knowing that games like the, you know, what was it, Multiverses, and now this, just shutting down these free games as a service after they took your money for battle passes and all that other stuff, and the monetizations? Dude. That's right, Nelson. You know, Disney, too, raising its price after losing 4 million subs. Disney saying that there's too many, they got to focus on their content better. There was too much of a, you know, they're realizing that subscription stuff, just throwing everything at the service doesn't help. There's subscription fatigue, dude. That's right, Enrique. We will have a Street Fighter tournament. But who will buy battle passes and invest in games, service games that are just going to shut down? Like, it really leaves... Rumbleverse is another one. That's right. Hell no, Richard Farmer says. That's right, hell no. Hell no. Who's going to? Everybody, oh, well, I like this game. I'm going to support it. I'm going to buy the battle pass. And guess what, guys? They'll leave this game on, this Masquerade game on, and they'll leave it on until they shut down the service. And guess what? All your cosmetics, all that money you spend, it goes bye-bye. Done. I think we're seeing a pivot point here. And I don't know what Sony has up its sleeve for these service games. But again, free to play, we will see. But I do think there's going to be there's going to be some creativity here with this stuff. Because I think people are kind of seeing through the cracks, and we're seeing a lot of these service games that people said, it's our service game, really not hitting it and getting shut down. So keep that in mind. Price hike coming, you think? Speaking of that, Street Fighter, you want a Grindhouse, goddamn tournament here. Look, once again, we'll go down the next topic. Once again, get a load of this. Where the hell is it? Is this it? I had it. I gotta zoom in this one. Street Fighter 6 Performance. They tested the demo on the PS4, the PS4 Pro, the PS5 and the Series S and X. Nobody's testing it on the Xbox One. Hit that like button, grinders. Before I get into this, shout out.
You just made the list!
Yo, Will has become a VIP grinder. He says, Jez, even the EA is switching multiplayer games to single games like Dragon Age. Exactly. They're seeing that, like I just said for that example, they want to make these games that you're going to go out and spend $70 for. Just like the Star Wars game. Star Wars game, I think, opened up EA's eyes. Right? The Star Wars game opened up their eyes. Whoa, wait a second. People will buy a $70 game? Or what? And we don't have to worry about supporting it for years and subscribe and memberships and monthly active users. Like I said, there needs to be a balance. There are places for service games, then there's places for this. But not every game needs to be a service. Not every game needs to be single player or an epic game. And that's the thing. Like, you look at what Sony's been doing, they're balancing it. Hey, here's your Horizon, but we'll also do a Last of Us multiplayer service game. We will do a service game here. But then we're going to give you Spider-Man, not the service game, a complete game day one. Nintendo doesn't even want to hear that crap. They just make full games day one. Microsoft turned everything into a service game because everything that they're ever going to make is going into a service. And then you got to capitalize on that service with the service, like a Halo Battle Pass on top of the service. Or the single-player game needs support because we need to keep those engagement numbers. Or Microsoft realizes they got to drop games every quarter in order to maintain that service. So those games are coming out rough, round the edges, not complete, incomplete, trash, Metacritic 50s. They don't care. Get the game out for the quarter. We need content in there for Game Pass. That's what the service does to you. It makes you do other things besides release quality games. Because if you don't, they just want the. Why do you think Redfall came out when it did? Redfall came out because they had to meet their quote-unquote service quota for the quarter. Get it out. You saw, your vision's complete. Yeah, get out there. Meanwhile, Phil Spencer walked on eggshells about xCloud. You'll ship that. Would you ship what you just played? Would you ship that? Yeah, he was walking eggshells with xCloud. But, Redfall, send it out there. Feed the monster. That's right. Exactly. Mark White says, hey, shout out Mark White. He goes, remember they delayed Suicide Squad because of the fact it's a service game. But Phil turned everything into a service game. Everything he releases. Even Redfall. I bet you they're going to slap on some service bullshit onto that thing. They're going to add some battle pass to that thing once they fix it. Sure they will. He compared it to Sea of Thieves. Phil Spencer compared Redfall to Sea of Thieves. A $70 day one, not service, no microtransaction game, compared it to Sea of Thieves. Oh, we'll support it like Sea of Thieves. The biggest says he's looking for some booty. Oh, damn.
I came looking for booty.
Oh, damn, that's what he said. Yo, VIP grinder, Brian Morin. How you doing? Welcome to the VIPs and the quality. I'm an host in the quality club. Welcome, Brian Morin, VIP. Flex those emojis. Let's go.
Booty.
That's shout out to Looking for Booty. The biggest came looking for booty. Welcome, Brian, to the VIP club. But yeah, they turned everything to a service. But, yeah, bad analogy, right? Oh, yeah, it's like, we'll support it like Sea of Thieves. That's what he said in the interview. I'm like, oh, Jesus.
You just made the list!
I'm like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? The housefly Sea of Thieves. God damn. Well, speaking of Street Fighter 6, hit the like button, grinders. We're going to Street Fighter 6. Let's talk about quality, right? Let's talk about the power, the most powerful console in the world. Let's see what we're doing here. And booster. Let's talk about booster. So the bar quality is much higher when compared to Street Fighter 5. Okay. Starting with the PlayStation Trios. PS4 runs it at 1080p. The Pro runs it at 1440p. The PS5 runs it in 4K in res and performance mode. PS5 has added a depth of field, higher textures, compared to the PS4 and the Pro. Ambient shading, floor textures, everything's better, is lower on the PS4 compared to the PS5. Now let's go to Booster. Booster, I gotta talk to you, Booster. What's going on, Booster? Let's see what Booster has to say. Series S. Only performance profile runs at 1080p.
Hold on.
Okay.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh, no.
Holy Spirit,
no. Oh, no.
activate. Holy Spirit, activate. Activate. Activate.
You know what? Nobody likes you, Booster.
Booster!
I lied.
Boosters!
You're my number one customer.
Shout out Peter Parker, the real Spider-Man. He goes, Jez, how you doing? Have a drink on me. Thank you, Peter Parker. I will have a drink. What are we doing, Booster? 1080p, one mode?
Where's the lamb sauce? It's raw, Melissa.
Melissa!
It's raw.
It's raw.
Yes, sir.
The next gen console. The next gen console. A Series S has one performance mode and runs at 1080p. The Protato. Protato, they called it.
You're my number one customer.
Protato. The Protato is running at 1440p. The last gen console is running it at a higher resolution than Booster. The Series S is closer to the Pro in terms of rendering. Holy Jesus!
Raw.
So wait, so the Pro is rendering the game almost on the same level of the Series S, but the S has to do it at 1080p, and the Pro does it at 1440p?
Where's the lamb sauce?
God damn it!
What are you?
An idiot sandwich.
Idiot sandwich what?
It's raw, Melissa.
Yes, chef.
It's raw.
This is
Come
chaos!
Yes, chef.
Chaos!
Hold on.
Okay.
Holy Spirit,
Insane.
activate.
Oh, no.
Holy
Oh, no.
Spirit,
Oh, no.
The
activate.
Protato!
Holy Spirit, activate. Activate.
The
Activate.
Protato! Liquid Data goes 5. He goes, my 4-year-old kid just said, what are we doing here? Keep up the good work. Hey, man, I'll do it again for you, kid. There we go. What are we doing here? Hey, there's one on the house. There you go, Liquid. Now you kids are running around going, Dad, what are we doing here? The Series Booster. I told you nobody wants Booster. Look at this. How? The Pro. Oh, forget, how old is the Pro? I don't even know off the top of my head. How old is the Pro? And it's running the game at a higher resolution. Jeez.
Sir, do we get the win this time?
It is insane. The Series S is running base PS4 resolution. But what's crazy is this line here, that the rendering, the Series S is closer to the Pro in terms of rendering settings. Ryu's beard and is also bugged. But it's rendering the same visuals, which means is that the Pro and the Series S, it's running around the same kind of quality mode, and the resolution is that off, 1440p to 1080. Jesus.
Means when I think about Xbox, I'm going to think about quality games. We have work to do there. Means when I think about Xbox, I'm going to think about quality games. One of the things
The rectangle.
What? It's a PC.
Wait. Xbox Series X. Wait, that's not a name.
I got it. We need a visual here. This. Oh my God. We need a Phil Ness.
Either one. It's hard
to still have as many upset customer industry.
Phil Ness, we need you to come out here.
It's one of the worst things about our industry.
While blending at this moment.
I definitely think your point about inflection point is right. Evolve and get combined together. I think what I'm saying is the amount of compute capability in my home, I think, has increased with the number of streaming signals that have come in.
What is that conversation with Apple like right now? Is it just
Viator can handle that?
Parties have to build a healthy business on Game Pass, otherwise it doesn't work.
Well, so let me make the
curated marketplace of Game Pass. It becomes more discovered on the network, which is just such a huge viral marketing for the game that's out there. And that's what I need to get to with Game Pass. So we invest in first party and we're seeing it. So I'd say I think we're right at the inflection point of that really being true. And it's definitely true for a lot of developers already. So we invest in our first party as a catalyst for growth. But in the end, I do know that most of the games, just like most of the games that are played on an Xbox, should be third parties. And those third parties have to build a healthy business on Game Pass. Otherwise, it doesn't work.
Well,
what healthy third parties, Phil? Which ones? The ones that you're buying? We'll come back to that interview again. Pause. My goodness. Phil Ness, you can just find Phil Ness quotes out of the wazoo anytime, grinders. Hit that like button. There you go. He just said third party needs to be successful. Well, they're not. That's why he's buying them. He's buying full-ass publishers because they're not successful. They don't want to be there. Inflection points my ass. But back to the series, the series booster. I was looking up Series S Phil Spencer hype reel. See, you just find Phil Spencer, Phil Spencer things like, you just look up anything. You get quotes like this. Phil Spencer says Xbox doesn't need a launch title, a system seller at launch. There's one Phil Ness. Gee, they don't stop coming. They don't stop coming. Let's see what else Phil Spencer says. Oh wait, no. I want a Phil Ness talking about the Series S is next gen. That's what he said. He said the Series X next gen. He said the Series X next gen. Let's see what else. Oh my God, what he says. What does Phil Spencer say? Phil Spencer, what did you say? What did you say, Phil Spencer? Let's see what Phil Spencer has to say about Booster. Let's see what he has to say about... Dude, I'm telling you, this series, they're going to announce another console. They have to, because the issues with the Series S right now, it being the booster of gaming... What's up, JC? Being the booster of gaming, I really think that they got to do something to get out of this thing. Here he goes. Phil Ness. I'm not going to stand... Here we go. Because people were saying, Phil, it takes 2 performance specs. And arguably, it takes me more work to put a Series X and a Series S game together. Phil Spencer says, quote, I'm not going to be here and stand here and try to PR somebody and say 2 different specs is the same as having 1 spec. That's what he says. Then he goes, we're doing this because we want to expand the market. He goes on to say buying 2 500 consoles is too much. The Series S is something to catch a second console owner. Ooh. He's going for second place. I thought he wasn't making it for second place, but he's marketing for second place. But let's see with Phil Spencer. After he released that trash Redfall, you think he's concerned? I'm sure. Phil, in addition to addressing the extra work that goes into supporting the Series X and S, Spencer also addressed the power differential. Some developers have spoken publicly about their concerns of the Series S hardware is too thin to deliver the next-gen performance players expect. I wish I had this a little faster, but, where is it? Where is it? I wish I had a little faster. I thought I had it. Now I missed the moment. I missed the moment.
No shit.
There it is. You know, Phil Spencer says, listen, grinders, here it is. Phil Spencer, I'm not worried. I'm not worried at all. That's what he said. I'm not worried at all. And he goes on to quote, he expects to have, quote, absolutely amazing games.
Hold on.
Okay.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh, no.
Holy Spirit,
no. Oh, no.
activate. Holy Spirit, activate. Activate. Activate.
What are we doing here? He's not worried. He ain't heavy. He's just Philness. People were telling him from day one, Phil, this shit's trash. This Series S is booster in a box. Nobody wants it. Nobody cares. And Phil says, I'm not worried. You're going to see absolutely amazing games. And then he prepared to ship Halo with the pipe cleaner Halo trees, Redfall, or Red Ass, as we'll call it, Red Ass, Bleeding Ass, all the asses. He's not worried. He's just Philness. He's not worried. What's he have to be worried about? He's putting trash out there for Game Pass. He don't care. He don't care that the Series S booster is running the game at a lower resolution than last gen PS4 Pro, the Pro Potato. He don't care. He don't care. And you know what? Let's dial down the Philness to some more. Let's dial this down. Ready? Let's go back. Let's dial this down. Let's go back. Wait, where's the Phil interview? Where is he? Phil interview. Oh no, I had it on here, right? I have it on my thing here. Because I recall when he was talking about where is it? When he was talking about right here. Phil Ness, tell us about how you classify
that's not.
Phil, why don't you tell us how you classify the Pro, the PS4 Pro? I want to know how he classifies it. Phil, explain yourself.
Sizing what thing about other development deals. So you mentioned some things for it, but I didn't make that call. But the deals that it has happened.
Yeah.
So you I can say they're doing some great. I'm going to struggle to not get myself in trouble on this one. You know. You mentioned earlier my developer background. Like I started at Microsoft as a programmer.
He's a developer,
I've been around game
buddy.
development.
But you don't care.
Since the launch of the original Xbox. I'll just say, I'll say it. I don't know anything about other development deals. So you mentioned some things around clauses and stuff that I don't know anything about. But if anybody was to do a deal to hold back technical innovation on a video game anywhere else, that doesn't feel good for the industry to me.
Yeah, we get your sob story,
I've
Phil.
said platform or a different story.
What did you say? I want to hear.
But the deals that, in order to build games to be 60 or something, I've never thought forcing the creative process is a great way to get great games.
I guess people are kind of afraid of
for multi-platform games.
for multi-platform games.
Phil, when you classify, I think you classified the Pro as part of the OG Xbox,
which we will.
Yeah.
I'll say I was listening to my friend Jesse from ARC.
Jesse
did an interview this week where he just talked about the capability of Xbox One X and what was possible on the Pro. And I think the PS4 Pro is a nice console. Yeah. I think it's a console that's just at a different price point and different capability than Xbox One X. So I don't say Scorpio, but I don't kind of link them together. I agree with you that it's our job as an industry to show.
Excuse me, Phil. What was that?
Listen to my friend Jesse from
Jesse.
ARC.
Don't listen to Jesse.
This week where he just talked about the capability.
Don't listen
Xbox
to Jesse.
One X and what was possible on the Pro, and I think the PS4 Pro is a nice console. Yeah. I think it's a console that's just at a different price point and different capability than Xbox One X. So I don't say Scorpio, but I don't kind of link them together. I agree with you that it's our job as an industry to showcase what hardware can do, whether it's in the PC space, whether it's in the console space. I'm really happy with the reaction. We talked about over 30 games from third parties that are going to get every CPU, GPU, memory bandwidth capability of the box. I'm very confident that the games are going to show best on Xbox One X.
Cool. Yeah, as a follow-up question to that, and like again, with your background as Xbox One X, if your game based on a case basis.
And two things I'd say there. We picked the spec of Xbox One X looking at what was going on, and you have a 4K capability in your PC that they want to go do. I mean, you mentioned it.
So the Falute, Phil Ness the Falute says that the PS4 Pro is different capabilities than the One X. Holy Jesus! Hit it, Flute, Phil! Get him, Phil! Get him! Get him, Phil! Get him! Woo! 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 Get him, Phil! Get him! Hit him with the flute! The flute! Get him, Phil! Get him, Phil! Give him that song and dance. Oh! 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 Get him, Phil! Man, he jamming. Wow. The Falute, everybody. What a Falute performance. So back to what we were talking. I got taken back by the Falute. Back to what we were talking about here. So Phil says that the PS4 Pro is a nice console, but he said that it wasn't in the same realm as the One X, right? So why the hell is the Pro running resolutions higher than your next gen console? Hashtag blame Sony and the quality flute. Incredible how much. See, and that's the thing that people don't get. They go like, why? Why does this matter? Why? We got we got a trifecta in here. We got Froggy, we got X-Hawk, we got True Virgil. Whoa, baby. Oh, baby. We got a triplicate going on in this place. We got the whole crew in tonight. Woohoo!
Sign me, please, I will bend over and touch. My knees tell me
they're all here, everybody.
When we all play the make exclusive games and like to my face, thank you, Phil. Games, I don't know where they are, but I can sign your back right above your crack. Do you have a pen and spill in the sun? I'm waiting over beach.
Wow. Glorious. So, all the talk. That's why I take you back. Because it's not me. All I'm doing is hitting the play button. All I'm doing is hitting the friggin' play button and using search. That's all I'm doing. He said that. He said that. He talking that shit. He's talking that shit. I clarify the Pro and the series, the One X is in another realm. Then he continued to talk about the hype of the Scorpio. What was that, Phil? What was that, Phil?
Build a great Project Scarlet. I want people to feel like they can have amazing console experiences they've never seen before, and that they've got the best lineup of content and services of any platform out there. And we're totally focused on that. And I know we have other things going with like coming to PC and xCloud, but I'll say that being a leader in console is something that the team is committed to doing. And that's we're not building this program to try to aim for second place. We were going to build it aiming for first place, and that's what I want to hit.
Oh no!
One of the other things.
We suck again! Oh no!
You just made the list!
Again. Oh no! We suck again!
We are lost, we after making great games. Will not matter because we are mortal. We'll meet you at FanFest on you.
Like, really? He said all that stuff. He said all that stuff. That's what he said. He was hyping the power, the capabilities, all this garbage. He did all that stuff. So when this happens, it's like, well, Phil, what you doing? What's going on here? Where are your ninjas to fix the Series? The Series S has one mode, and it's 1080p. The Pro has people on the Pro get a better, higher resolution game of Street Fighter 6. But you out there talking about next-gen console. Yep. Ain't that a shame? Well, that's why I bring it up, because he lied right to your face. All right? He hyped it all up. I like to bring it up. What's going on? Oh, no. That's it, Phil.
Oh no! We suck again!
Yeah. Suck again. That's right, Phil. We suck again. That's right. Tex-Mex Morty, member for 19 months. Shout out to you, man. VIP Grinder. He goes, bots out here in full force today. Soon we'll see the cycle repeat and the search for W's. All they get are L's. And you want to know what? Merchandising. If you want to know, here it is. Here's the shirt from the Grindhouse. Merchandising. Where the real money for the movie is made. So this is the Grind Shop right here. It's open for business, and you can get a shirt right there. In the search for W's, all they're going to get are L's. There you go. And shout out to other shirts, just as other famous shirts, such as, what are we doing here? That's a good one. And then also the famous Let Us Compete shirt that's out there. More designs coming to the Gaming Grindhouse. Shout out to those who have bought the shirts already. But there's a Gaming Grindhouse, and there it is. The search for W's, all they get are L's. And you're right, Tex-Mex Morty. The thing is that this whole EU thing that we're going to talk about, look at the deals, look at the concessions. And again, I said it here. I'll get to the topic. We're going to get to the topic on this one. But again, cheering in the street, dancing in the street. Dude, what are the games? That doesn't change the difference. Redfall still sucks ass. Starfield still incognito. There's no stopping. Now, this is another one that they're going to like. So let's go look at this chart, because some finessing came out today. Where is it? About the sales of the Xbox Series consoles. And
you just made the list.
Ron M. VIP Grinder. Shout out to you. He goes, always entertaining Gaming Grindhouse. Never been an Xbox user, but I can see how people are waking up. Thank you again, Ron M. People are waking up, man, because it's enough. Ryan McCaffrey said it right now, right? Right, Ryan McCaffrey? What did you say?
Getting told the patience is gone. We just keep getting told, wait till next year. And people, I think, are just sick of hearing that. If the Xbox showcase that's coming up on June 11th, if it's Starfield and Forza, then it kind of just feels like another year of like, well, I thought this was going to be the year where all the games were flowing. So
as much as I am excited for this showcase, we're in show and not tell time. I think if you were to ask everybody who's on the Xbox Nation side of the thing, they're like, I don't care about what you're going to show me. You can tell me all the dates that you want. I'm not really bought in until I get a chance to play a thing that feels complete and feels really good and feels like I can brag about it to my friends. And I think that's the thing right now that Xbox is up against. They've lost a lot of potential cred in the space from the folks who are their biggest fans. They're going to have to put out something that puts the world on fire and is going to make people talk about it.
So this article showed up today on the Grindhouse. Very interesting. I was like, oh, wow. It comes off as a good spinaroonie right here. The Series S and X hit the 2 million mark sales in the UK, 12 weeks faster than the Switch. It's the 8th fastest selling console in UK history. Wow. The Xbox is doing great. It's a W. It's a W. Give them the W's. I think they win. I think they win, right? Let's give them the W.
Sir, do we get the win this time?
All right. So looking good, right? Looking good. Looking good. What's this? What this? What this chart? What's this chart right here? What this? Who this?
I think it's time we tried something new.
Wow, that title was a little misleading, don't you think? Why didn't the title read, the Xbox One sold more in 2 years than the Xbox Series S and X? Uh-oh.
Never underestimate the power of the Schwartz.
So the Xbox One took 104 weeks to reach 2 million. And it took the Series S and X 128 weeks. Oh. There, whoa. The receipts. Right? Well, excuse me. Oh, I'm missing something right here. Why is the article like, yo, the Xbox One, you know, the thing that Phil, explain, what did we say, Phil, what did you say, Phil?
I see commentary that if you just build great games, everything would turn around. It's just not
What did you
true
lose? I need to hear,
that if
Phil.
we go off and build great games, all of a sudden you're going to see console share shift in some dramatic way. We lost the worst generation to lose in the Xbox One generation, where everybody built their digital library of games.
A few moments later.
Oh, man. Phil, what are we doing here? You lost the last generation. 104 weeks to reach 2 million. It took you 128 weeks to sell not one, but 2 consoles at different price points. Not one feature rich and one feature less. New. One at a $300 price point, supposedly next gen, and a Series X, a most powerful than the competition at $500. You sold a $300 and a $500, 2 consoles at launch. 2 consoles took you more time than the OG Xbox that had a camera shipped in the box. People were more willing to buy a console that had a camera in it than 2 series consoles. And look how many months, everybody. Look how many weeks. 104. That is 4. What is that? That is 24 weeks. Dude, 24 weeks. That's just about a half a year. It's not even close. That's weeks. That's 128 weeks versus 104 weeks. That's 24 weeks. That's almost, there's 52 weeks in a year, if you don't know. That's almost a half a year. They sold an Xbox One almost 6 months faster than 2 series consoles. Hell, the PS1, when the install bases were so small back in 1995. How big was gaming in 95, everybody? As big as it is now, games everywhere. 1995, the PS1 sold faster than 2 next-gen consoles. And we're not even getting into the craziness of the PS5, which was under low stock for its entirety of its life cycle until this year, was able to hit 2 million in 98 weeks. 98 weeks. Chip shortages wasn't even in stock for 2 years until this year. PlayStation had supply issues. Actually, X-Hawk,
real supply issues.
PlayStation had some real supply issues. Not no bootleg Jez rumored supply issues. No, PlayStation you couldn't find. People were beating each other up in the streets to get a PlayStation 5. Those are real supply issues. Not Xbox supply issues where I could go on Google right now and find one right next door to my neighbor's house. All right? Go look at Google right now and search for one. You can find the Xbox right now. They're giving them away right now. And hell, you want to talk about supply issues? They've been dumping them off at GameStop every goddamn day since Phil Spencer's interview. They're building houses right now with that shit. Real supply issues, all right? No bootleg Jez supply. Oh, they put them in the server blades. That's why you can't find them in stores. Go look. They're all over the place. They can't get rid of them. PS5, real supply issues because you couldn't buy them at all. Hence, scalpers charging over $1,000 for them. That tells you how rare they were. They were a goddamn rare-ass Pokemon. 98. Hell, the PS5 tied the PS3. Look, Sony's worst is not even Microsoft's best. There you go. Hold the line.
End of the line.
Oh, man. Chief said it. Master Cheeks.
End of the line.
Sony's worst, the PS3, is not even Microsoft's best. The PS3, the failed generation, tied with the PS5. The PS4, 75 weeks. The PS2, 60 weeks. The Xbox One was the best Xbox did. Chew on those nuts. The Xbox One beat out the 360 to 2 million. Holy Jesus.
Where's the lamb sauce? It's raw,
Food
Melissa.
for the catch
It's
of that.
raw.
So we have got
It's
rats
raw.
here.
It's raw.
That is all the
Melissa.
ones place.
Yes, chef.
It's raw. Come on.
Come on.
Yes, chef.
That title had a whole bunch of stuff they could have went. Instead, they said better than the Switch. And what's crazy is that even tells you better for the Switch because look where the Switch is. It took them 140 weeks to meet 2 million, and look how much they sold. It skyrocketed. Skyrocketed. Now, the only L that I see is the series consoles on this list. That's the only L that's in this show right now. Here's your L right here. You want to talk about L's? You should know them. That's all you get. God damn. You should know what an L looks like because that's all you've been getting. There it is. Your Xbox One, your failed generation, sold faster 6 months over 2. That's another L. You want another one? X-Hawk, sit on your L. Both ends. Look. The only console on this list that has not one, but two consoles. 2. 1, 2. The only console on that list that got 2 consoles. They're fighting with 2 hands, not one tied behind their back. 2 is your series consoles. 2's not better than 1. The only bootleg crap on this list that has 2 a $300 and a $500 console. 2. Do I have to say it again? 2. Hit the like button. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. What are we doing here? 2. 2. How many utes?
The 2 utes.
Two.
What was that word? 2 what?
2. That's an L. That's a big ass L. A double-ended dildo L. That's what that is. And X-Hawk is waiting for you to sit on it. Pause. God damn it.
Oh no! We suck again!
That's right. Suck again. God damn. Messing up my mic. Now, after they don't win that time.
And, you know, they have something I could never have.
Really? And what's that?
A soul.
Mm-mm. Oh, DNA 2. And while we're on the story of the L's, while we're on the story of the L's, grinders, why not throw in a nice little humdinger that came out of left field that nobody wanted to talk about? Let's talk about this one. Oh, baby. We don't want to talk about this. This is actually one of Phil Ness's favorite studios. Talking that trash. Notice how this was glossed over Xbox channels. Yet another developer saying, I love Game Pass. Game Pass saved my children. Game Pass is great. They love Game Pass? Is that what he's saying? Game Pass saved my family. Tiny Tim can eat. Really? What did he say? Oh, no, he didn't say that. He says Game Pass hurts sales. Wow. Yet another one. Yet another one. Play dead. And what was the example? Here, let's see what he has to say. He goes, I really like programming. I don't do it anymore. You can't really go deep. There's no limit to what you can do. There's a lot of work to do in the CD days. You're developing a game and the developer gets nothing. I can't remember the full math, but it was like your game sells for 50 and you have to make a lot of the game to sell for 50. The developer gets 5. The store took a cut. The publisher took a cut. Distribution took a cut. So you ended up with 10% after tax. Remember I said simple, easy, make your money back. And that 10% came back. You have to recoup costs. Right? Limbo. They made Limbo. All right. So talking about the traditional way. Played that first game, Limbo. It was a classic. Side platformer. Very good game. Last year, there were 34 games per day released on Steam. It's hard to get your game seen. Never made it very profitable, indie dev, in 2023. Now let's see where Game Pass comes in. Where is he? Doo-doo-doo. Then they made Inside. Inside was a good game too. So, next, we had the craziest after when offered from Google Stadia. Patty says, low 8 figures. We ended up staying because no one believed in streaming. I'm pretty happy about what about it now. Streaming will never take off, they said. And so Patty and his new team ended up back with Microsoft launching Somerville. Remember Somerville? That came out in Game Pass. In the subscription service Game Pass. We did a pretty good deal, he said. I also think it hurts sales because a lot of people just go in and try it and they don't invest. If they don't like the first 10 minutes, that's it. Also, if you don't make the first 10 minutes amazing, maybe it's also a problem. I think Game Pass is okay. It's not my favorite. My favorite is the old premium model where I sell you some video on big images, earn you $30, and after that, I have to deliver. I don't need to get money out of you later. What did I just say in my analogy early on about making a game, making something for $10, I charge you $50, I make $40, let's call it a day. But now I got to put this in there and I got to make sure you invest over time, make it entertaining, support the game, make the game. See? This is an indie dev saying this. So to say that this is only for big devs, it hurts them. This is for indie dev. He likes the traditional model where I earn you 30 by showing you the game, getting you to buy it. Now I'm done with you. I got your money. You got the game. You think you got the product that I'm selling to you, and we call it a day. Not this, I'll put it out there. We'll wait over time. I'll wait, see if you like it. Are you sticking around? Is that a sale? Is that engagement? Blah, blah, blah. No. You can't monetize engagement if people are opening up the game, trying it, and leaving. They don't invest. As an artist, you want to make a game that people experience. You don't want people to try it out for free or try it out or rent it and say, I'm done. People not investing in your game. And also, it makes you less to invest. Because the game is just there. You didn't buy it. You didn't spend $30 on it that you feel like, hey, I got to give this a shot. No. Instead, you don't feel obligated. You're like, click on it. I'm like, that guy looks funny. I'm done. I'm not going to play this anymore. You're much more sensitive to just not playing the game. It really has to grab you because you are not financially invested in the game. Shout out to RP Gaming, gifted a VIP membership. There it is. Memberships. Thank you. Getting them in there. Want another emoji in that store. I want another emojis. Thank you, RP Gaming. So, Akeem, welcome to the VIP Grinders. Akeem, you just made the list. That's right. I got it for you. I'll get you. Akeem, you'll come up on there on the list. Shout out to Akeem. Thank you again, RP Gaming, for gifting that to Akeem. Shout out to Akeem. Make sure you enable gifts, Grinders, in the chat. So, like, when there's gifts, like Generous RP Gaming, or somebody drops some membership.
You just made the list.
There it is. When they do that, you could get the gifted membership. So just make sure that you enable gifts. Click on the gift thing and make sure. So when they drop, you get them, and you can get those emojis and use the VIPs, and also join the VIPs. What Grind Your Gears message board, and when I send out what basically Grind Your Gears and read them off on the show. We're gonna be doing that. But so yeah, there you go. It hurts sales. A lot of people go and try it. So he says it right there. Like, it is what it is. It's pretty obvious, on what it does. And it does hurt a game. But there needs to be a balance. And I feel Microsoft has chased away a lot of people because they want everybody to go this route. When has Microsoft done an exclusive game not in Game Pass? I ask you that question. When has Microsoft done an exclusive game or a launch that's not in Game Pass? They haven't. Phil says he doesn't want to make exclusive deals. He doesn't want to make time deals. He doesn't want to make games. He hasn't put games exclusively for this service. Just get some games in your service. Just get some games on Xbox. Like, well, how does it hurt you to get a game on Xbox? Not in Game Pass. But they don't do that. They don't do that. They don't release games in Game Pass. They only release them in Game Pass. Sony is releasing day and date in their service. Now, tomorrow, Humanity comes out. That's the first VR2 game that's coming out. And that one. And shout out to, I think it was it Guap or somebody? It might have been Guapzilla. But shout out to Eric over here. He actually put the, speaking of day and date here.
You just made the
Sony
list.
doesn't do it. Oh, shout out Will777 with the gifted membership and gave it to Jeevis S. Welcome to the VIP Grindhouse, Jeevis. There you go. Exactly. Josh, yes, when did Xbox have a marketing deal that was not on Xbox? And that's what I mean. I think Game Pass. Welcome to the Grindhouse, the VIP Grindhouse, Jeevis. Flex those emojis. And thank you, Will, for the gift, the membership. But you're right, Josh. When have they not done a marketing deal not on Xbox? Not in Game Pass. Exactly. When have they done it? They haven't. So what are we doing here? What's their plan? Are they chasing away a lot of these potential deals because they want to say it only comes in on Game Pass? Maybe that's why developers are skipping. Octopath 2 said, hey, you know what? We're not making an Xbox game because Xbox wanted Octopath 2 in Game Pass. They just didn't want it on their service. Or they didn't just want it on Xbox because Octopath 1 was on Game Pass. So I don't know. But could it be chasing away people? Because I can't remember the last game that was exclusively on an Xbox and PC and was not in Game Pass. Game not coming to PlayStation and not on Game Pass. That's like the rite of passage. Now Sony's doing day and date. Humanity's the next one, but it's the first PSVR 2 game that's coming out. But look what they did. Humanity, Meet Your Maker was in April. Chia, which is March. Divine Knockouts, December. Yo, I'm telling you, like, this list right here, dude, I actually played these games, dude. Like, these games are pretty damn good. Like, I would have bought them. Chia is freaking incredible. I've been playing that a lot. DK Knockout, I beat that. I played the hell out of that game. Meet Your Maker, I didn't like it too much. Humanity, I definitely want to try out. I'm excited that they're doing VR. Stray, I beat. That was awesome. Shadow Warrior, I wasn't too fan of that. Oddworld, I didn't care for that. And Bugsnax, I played. That was a launch one. But, dude, look at this. You can have balance. You could do this. But why does every game need to be through Game Pass? Why can't you have balance? They've dropped Chia, but also Horizon DLC. Also Final Fantasy 16. You have Humanity. We also had Horizon Call of the Mountain in VR. See, why can't you have balance? Why does everything, all or nothing, have to go in Game Pass? And that's my problem. I never came on here to say, I hate Game Pass, it's over, subscriptions suck. No. But subscriptions should be accompanying traditional release games. We should not have tunnel vision. We should not say everything satisfies a subscription service because it doesn't. You're going to get a certain type of game, certain type of quality game, a certain type of feature lacking game. Kana was another one. That's right. Oh, yeah, Miss Kana on there. No, I don't think Kana wasn't day and date. Kana wasn't in the service. I think I bought Kana. Yeah, Kana I bought. No, Kana was. No, these are them. But the thing is that when everything has to go through a funnel, that's an issue. And that's what Microsoft is creating. They're creating this funnel that everything needs to go and be all in Game Pass. Everything that they're making has to go in Game Pass. And Sony's showing like, no, dude, like, look, we could put a couple of games day and date, but we don't need to and what's great here is that Sony's able to get unique indie games that have a real sense of polish and stuff to them. And even Rollerdrome was a trial. Rollerdrome was a trial. Yeah, Canada wasn't day and date. This is only day and date games. But it's accompanies the traditional releases. So games are not compromised for a service. And what Sony's able to do is leverage these other companies with Chia, Meet Your Maker, Divine Knockout, Stray. They could leverage the indies in the service where it might be that viral thing that Phil was talking about, but still keep your AAA games independent of this. See, what Phil wants to do is he wants a list like this, and then let's slap in Gears 5 day and date, and Halo day and date, and Starfield day and date, and throw big games in with small games all in a service for one low price. Nah, man. Something's got to give. And we're seeing it. Redfall's an example. That game, you think Redfall would have came out the way it was if it was not in a subscription? If they didn't have 25 or so million people already paid up to get that game? They had to do it to satisfy the subscribers. Whether the game was complete, whether the game was worth $70, no. But Redfall is a victim of Game Pass. Halo Infinite, a victim of Game Pass. Releasing without co-op, without replayable missions, cutting all that part of the game. It was a victim of the service. It wasn't fully realized. Redfall, same way. Redfall got put out fast. Because they had to satisfy the subscribers. If that was a $60, $70 product on store shelves solely, no. So they're like, hey, we'll recoup people staying for Game Pass for the month. We'll promise we'll fix it. And we'll just leave it as is. And Game Pass is the reason why Redfall came out that way. That's it. Because everything has to go through Game Pass. Why can't you just have some games from your studios go to Game Pass and some games launch traditionally and make it a fully realized quality game that's worth the $70 asking price? Why can't you have the best of both worlds? Why you got to eat buffet every day? Why you got to eat trash every day for $5? Why? There's some days you want to go out and have something nice to eat. You want to go out and have and spend some nice money and get some quality. There are nights that you just want to just cash it in. Let me eat something fast. You have that choice. But Xbox and Microsoft not giving you that choice. They're telling you you're going to eat trash, you're going to eat buffet every single day. And everything we're going to make is going to be for the buffet table. Who wants that? That don't sound like choice. That sounds like you're making the choice for me. You're telling me what I could play and where I'm playing it. And how I'm going to play. How'd that choice going for you? There's balance. Balance in the force. Hold the line to McDonald's, Mr. Tennis. They're holding the line for McDonald's. Cheap-ass gaming. But let's fly out to go see Phil at FanFest and hang out with him and all that other stuff. We'll spend money to see Phil and Matt Booty. We'll spend the money to see those dudes. But whoa. But I'm not paying $70 for games. Whoa. Excuse me. The whole reason why you're seeing Phil is because you care about games, right? There needs to be balance, and that's my problem with subscription gaming. I like Sony's approach. I like the balance that's there. You're giving a little bit of subscription stuff, day and date. You're giving some games go into the service. You're leveraging your older games, and also give me new experiences. Asking price, we're good. But don't take a $70 game, slap $70, throw it in there, incomplete, in a service because everything fits in your Xbox model. No. And that's what Microsoft's doing. That's why people are like, wait, Redfall needs to be quality. It's $70. It's like, oh, no, it's in Game Pass. It's like, no. See, that's the problem. That's why it's like that, because it's in Game Pass. They had 20 million people. But they're going to fly out there and go see a Phil sign your ass. Right, X-Hawk? You can't play this music.
Sign me, please, I will bend over and touch.
There you go, baby.
My knees tell me it's better when we all play and make exclusive games and like to my face, thank you.
There it is, baby. Now. Share it out, grinders. We're going to the courtrooms.
It's not even pink, this is raw.
And Coop has delivered undercooked salmon.
Courts in session, grinders. Share it out. We are talking The EU approval, the things that Xbox fans are dancing in the streets with. They're celebrating with Phil. Phil's out there dancing with them. Are you ready? You're ready, baby. Dancing in the streets. So, if you haven't heard, the EU approved the deal today. They came out today, and there was speculation last week that they were going to approve it, but nobody really fell for it because of what happened with the CMA after they blocked it. But the EU approved the deal. So let's talk.
You just made the list!
And to start off the session, a gifted Grindhouse membership, VIP by Robert Lawrence. There it is. Diablo Dark Matter, got it. And Robert Lawrence is not done. He's finessing everybody. He gave another one. And shout out, who got it? Who got it? Truth Serum got it. The truth is in the house. Oh, yeah. Truth is in the house. He got it.
You are too quick to temper. You are rash, insubordinate, and out of control.
He's out of control. Boy. Oh, yeah. Order on the court. Order on the court. We started the courthouse and everybody's celebrating. Okay. So the EU approved the deal. All right. So court's in session now. Grindhouse law. They approved it with remedies. And they said we are moving forward with the deal.
You just made the list!
So far, the CMA has rejected or canceled. Shout out to all the new VIPs. We have the VIP emoji. Canceled. The EU has approved. The final boss is Lena Khan and the FTC. That is the one that's upcoming. And that one they're going to court with. So that one's going to be a real court thing. Phil Spencer in court right now.
The two youths.
To what? What was that word? To what?
Phil?
What?
Did you say youths?
Yeah, two youths.
Game Pass lawyers.
What is a youth?
NFL.
Oh, excuse me, Your Honor. Two youths.
Order in the court. So this was the infograph that they put out there. And the EU definitely showed how they really were in touch with gamers. They showed how they really knew what they were talking about and how they used incredible information to make such incredible, approving $70 billion. The EU showed in this graphic their intense review and approvals and seriousness of the situation. And they did this by showing Activision Blizzard games and putting it as a Mario game on there.
End of the line.
Oh, no! We suck again!
Where's the lamb sauce?
Good job, EU. Good job. I see your detail review was really there by putting Super Mario Brothers as an Activision Blizzard game in your infographic. Exactly. They must have Stutter and Satya working over there, calling everything a Nintendo.
And so everything that we are doing with our content, with our...
I told you.
Our
you guys have been watching me for years. You like the button. The Grindhouse is over 2,200 people. Listen. You've been watching me for years. What did I say? Satya calls it a Nintendo. Because that's what your parents used to do. Shut off the Nintendo. Mom, it's a PlayStation. Shut off the Nintendo. Mom, it's a Genesis. Shut off the Nintendo, Mom. It's an Xbox. That's my son, he plays that Nintendo. Mom, I'm playing PlayStation 2. What are you talking about? That Nintendo's getting turned off. You know, yelling, calling everything a Nintendo. My friend had a TurboGrafx 16. His mom called it a Nintendo until he got rid of the thing. He's upstairs with the Nintendo again. Mom, it's a TurboGrafx 16. Shut off that Nintendo. He don't have a Nintendo. The EU, Activision Blizzard games, Super Mario Brothers. What's all the fuss about? This is your leader. There you go. They would have known a video game if they stepped on it. Good job, EU, showing your intelligence. This is an official document, an official spreadsheet. The best game that they found was a Super Mario Brothers game as Activision Blizzard games.
And so everything that we are doing with our content, with our our cloud, and
what are we doing here? Good job, EU. I'm sure you used all your resources to show us a Super Mario Brothers game as an Activision Blizzard game. Good job. Good job on that one. So let's look at this chart some more. So apparently Activision makes Super Mario Brothers. And they say when you come down here, no harm in distributing the console games. About $6 billion in the EA. So in the EEA. So right here they say no issues with the console. Well, okay, fine. But bad Microsoft and Activision cloud gaming. Bad doggy. So in order to satisfy this cloud, the remedies here are free license access to all Activision games, cloud streaming providers, and users. Creates opportunities for innovation, prevents barriers. So the 10-year deal satisfied them. But they are not allowing Microsoft. Their remedy is free licenses. So let's go see what our good friend Brad Sam said. He confirmed, Brad Smith, he goes, the European Commission has required Microsoft to license popular Activision Blizzard games automatically to competing cloud gaming services. This will apply globally and will empower millions of customers worldwide to play these games on any device they choose. Ooh. Does that sound like a W? You don't sound too happy about this. I don't know. Does he sound a little happy here? Because it sounds like they just turned Microsoft into a third party instantly. And what did I say here? I said this deal will go through, but the concessions that they make are going to make it like, why even waste your goddamn time or money? Why? Why does Microsoft even need to buy them? If Activision believes and people could play their games everywhere, then why won't Activision put their games on any cloud service? Actually, some of these services, they already have Call of Duty on there without Microsoft's help. Why does Microsoft need to own them in order to do this? Just like Call of Duty was on a Switch. It was 10 years ago. Why did it stop? Because nobody bought it over there. So you say more gamers, more games for more people. Dude, where they're putting the games, nobody cares. Because if they did care, Activision would have put their games there anyway. Don't you get it? Don't you get it? Microsoft's not saving anybody. They're trying to sell hamburgers to vegans. Well, you know what? With Microsoft, we'll make more hamburgers and we'll feed all those people out there. They're vegans. They don't care. I never gave them hamburgers to begin with because they won't eat them. But with us, more people to buy, they won't buy your hamburgers because they don't eat meat. What do you don't get? You're putting games on places where people don't care. Because if they did and there was a market for them, Activision would have already put them there. You're not saving anybody. You're making a ruse. You're making it look like you're the Dalai Lama. You're making it look like you're saving everybody. You ain't saving shit because you're putting Call of Duty everywhere that nobody cares. Just like Halo. Dude, do I need to bring this up? You know what? Let me bring it up. Let me bring up the Twitters. Do I need to bring this up? Redfall's everywhere. Everywhere. Redfall could be played on Steam. It could be played on Xbox. It could be played everywhere. It could be played everywhere. But nobody cares where it could be played. Halo Infinite. Everywhere. Does it matter that you can play this on phones? Does it matter? No. Everywhere. You're putting games where people don't care about your game. And then guess what? The games that you make are not even any head turners. They may even make me care about those games. Everywhere. So just because a game is everywhere doesn't mean that it's successful. Doesn't mean people are going to buy it. It doesn't mean shit. That's the problem that you don't get. More people to play game. They don't care. If there were people buying games for Call of Duty on a Switch, they would have put it on a Switch. They took it off the Switch because nobody wants it. So Brad Smith is like, we'll put it on Switch. Get ahead, clown. And you'll find out why it's not on there. But look what they forced you to do, Brad. They forced you to not charge the licensing fees. See, that was the reason why Sony didn't sign the 10-year deal. Sony didn't sign the 10-year deal because Microsoft was making that back-end money. Microsoft wants that back-end money. To put it on here, I'm going to tell you in Grindhouse law, let me drop you the facts right now. What Microsoft wants, here comes the sound effects here. What Microsoft wants, they want lazy development. They want to just keep the lights on and let it run its course. They don't want to get their arms dirty, their hands dirty, and make these games from the ground up and deal with it. That's why Redfall released the way it is. Microsoft wanted a hands-off approach. Hands off ass first. They're not in the business of making great games. Phil told you. If we make great games, it won't turn anything around. Well, I guess you're not making great games. Instead, your strategy is to buy up established franchises and slap them in your service. Well, that sounded great. Got Xbox fans all happy that you own Activision. Woohoo! But when you own that Activision, and now the approval is forcing you to put it everywhere globally and not getting licensing fees for it. So if you put it on all those cloud services, you don't get money. You get money from the microtransactions, the engagement. It's an uphill battle. That was the reason why Call of Duty was pulled from NVIDIA. Because NVIDIA didn't have the licensing fee, the licensing to stream Call of Duty. They honored your purchase, but they were unable to stream it. So Activision pulled its games from NVIDIA Cloud because NVIDIA didn't have the license. Call of Duty wasn't getting money. They're like, wait a second, over 100 people are playing this game on NVIDIA Cloud, but we're not getting a dime from it. That's bull. We need to charge a licensing fee. NVIDIA, you got to pay us for streaming that game on your service. That's exactly the thing that they don't want Microsoft to get in the streaming. So when Microsoft puts this on all these streaming things, they are not getting the licensing. They don't want Microsoft to get that back end money. That's why Brad Smith is a little down under the weathers. This is not exactly the deal he wanted. He wanted that 10-year deal where Microsoft will probably collect some royalties. You wash my ass, remember? Because remember, what the CMA exposed what that 10-year deal was for this, right? What is it? See, Grindhouse Law, man. Grindhouse Law is in the house. Where is it here? Send the console. Nope, I want to see where it is. Where is it? Right here. Grindhouse Law coming in house. And yeah, and after that, we don't know what they're going to do after 10 years. But for the EU, they were satisfied with the 10 years. Because they just looked at it for service value. And I'll get into the comparison to the CMA. But I wanted to pull up this 10-year deal because, again, I think we need to look at this approval from the aspect of the remedies that are there. The remedies are not allowing Microsoft to make that, like, all the leveraging. First off, the leverage that Microsoft would have with owning Call of Duty can't be used because the regulators are forcing Microsoft to make it everywhere. He says, force them globally to order games automatically. Did you see a 10-year deal with Luna? I didn't. Did you see a 10-year deal with everybody? They said right there, competing cloud services. That means Luna's getting it. Google, whatever they do, anybody that opens up a cloud service, Microsoft will has to automatically put it on there. And this will apply globally. They require them to license the and not just Call of Duty. Not just Call of Duty. Popular Activision Blizzard games everywhere. To every person that opens up a cloud globally gets this for free. Tell me the W. Tell me the W. Tell me. Microsoft's going to leverage what? What are they leveraging, dude? What are they going to leverage? They can't make it exclusive. Google does have a cloud service. They don't have Stadia, but they do have cloud. And if Google decides to come back, guess what? Call of Duty's going there. How does Microsoft leverage their xCloud when now they're spending $70 billion to put their only thing that they could leverage, Activision Blizzard games, in their service on everyone's service? Make it make sense. Make it make sense, please. I need to know why. You turned them into a full third-party developer, basically. He says it right there. The European Commission has required, not option, required Microsoft to license popular Activision games automatically. Not only do they require them to do it automatically, Microsoft has confirmed the EU forced it to automatically offer Blizzard games, Activision Blizzard games, on competing cloud gaming services. Then, look at what they said. Free license access to all Activision games for cloud gaming streaming providers and users. Look, here's your Luna. Here's Black Nuts. Here's Booster. All you get Call of Duties. Not just Microsoft 10-year deal. We're going to put it everywhere. Start your cloud service, Mike Johnson. Everybody. He said it. He said it. Brad Sams said it right here. Brad Smith. Globally, not just U.S. cloud. Everybody. Everybody gets Call of Duty.
Yo, Jazz.
Yo, what's up, man? How you doing?
Man, chilling. Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all right now.
Hold the line.
Do not get happy about this deal. I'm gonna tell you this shit right now. Because the CMA, after seeing the European Union's approval of it.
Yep.
Oh, my bad. Let me
No, yeah, man. I got it right up here. Yeah, talk over it. I got it right here. The CMAs.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
The CMA is like, yeah, we see you, but nah, nigga, we are our own motherfucking self, man. We still this shit is blocked. Not only that, they gotta make it through Lena Khan, and Lena Khan ain't just looking at the cloud.
Nope. Nah.
So yeah. But it was funny because motherfuckers is getting smart. They getting smarter now, Jazz. You didn't see people out here celebrating.
No, they weren't. Even with the announcement of the deal, everybody got quiet. There was a couple that celebrated, but a lot of people just stayed quiet because they don't know what this means. But what I was talking over sick was the fact that the 10-year deal. Well, the deal is that they got to give out the royalties on everybody. I was going over Brad Smith's quote in that everybody. He said here, in his quote, he says here. The European Commission has required Microsoft to license popular Activision Blizzard games automatically to competing cloud gaming services. This will apply globally and will empower millions of customers to play these games on any device. So basically, they said, you buy it, you got to give it out for free to everybody that's competing. That will eliminate the competition, your competition advantage.
Let me tell you this. If all they needed was the EU, folks, why did they not close the deal? If all they needed was the EU.
Well, let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you the EU. I'm going to tell you right now, and this is another little thing that I wanted to say. The EU, where the hell is it? I had it up here. Hold on. The EU. What did they say in their approval, right? They said this, right? I pulled these things out here. This is where, again, everybody that seems to be approving this, all the countries that I see listed and stuff, are all places where Xbox is insignificant. So they say, right? So they go here, right? Here it is. Microsoft, again, they're doing this whole, Microsoft has no incentive to refuse to distribute Activision games to Sony, which is leading to distribute console games. The EEA, the area, because remember, when they're proving this, they're proving it for the region. They're speaking about their region. They're not speaking about the globe. They're speaking about themselves. The EEA, where this has been approved today, there were 4 PlayStation consoles for every Xbox console bought. 4-1. 4-2-1. Then they follow up with going, even if Call of Duty is playable on console, it's less popular in the EEA than in other regions of the world. And it's less popular in the EEA within its genre compared to other markets. Japan approved it. Tell me how big Xbox is in Japan. Brazil said, we don't care about Call of Duty. Approve it. Where it's getting approved, Microsoft has no competitive advantage. They are dead. That's probably why they feel bad for them. 4-1.
If all they needed was the EU, Jazz, why your man Phil was in his feels? I mean, because if you think about it, they would have already imagined that they would have had that region. The CMA blocking it fucked up their entire day.
Oh, definitely. They knew that.
Had them making threats. You know why? Because it only takes one to completely block the entire deal. That's what y'all not understanding.
Mm-hmm.
When the Nvidia ARM deal, when that shit fell apart,
yeah,
it was only at that moment, it was only being scrutinized by the FTC. Don't get me wrong, the EU and the CMA also had their objections the same as this, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it only took for the FTC to be like, fuck out of here. And that was it. Now, I'm not putting this all on the FTC back because the CMA has already done enough.
Yeah. I know
That's it.
you're right. He wouldn't he wouldn't have been as upset as he was. Or, well, I'm sure he didn't give a shit about Redfall. He was putting on a face for that one because he knew exactly what he was shipping. So that was a fake. He knew damn well what the hell he was putting out there. So don't tell me,
did.
oh, we're double digits higher, my ass. You lied out your ass there, Phil. You knew exactly what you were doing on that one. You were upset about that CMA deal, and you used Redfall as a pivot to get your message out because you didn't want to talk about that regulatory shit. But I'm going to tell you, the EU, right? And again, people in those countries, I'm not saying anything, but I'm just letting you know. Tell me how big Xbox is. Austria, Belgium, Bulgaria, Croatia, Republic of Cyprus, Czech Republic, Denmark, Estonia, Finland, France, Germany, Greece, Hungary, Ireland, Italy, Latvia, Lithuania, Luxembourg, Malta, Netherlands, Poland, Portugal, Romania, Slovakia, Slovenia, Spain, and Sweden. Those are Xbox regions.
Word.
4-1, they said. 4-1. They could just. I saw people. Oh, they don't need the CMA. Just do the EU. We're good. You're good. 4-1. Do I have to play to let us compete? I think we're due for a let us compete right now. 4-1. Satya, get your stuttering ass out there. There it is. 4-1. That says FIFA country. Exactly, FIFA. That's probably why they did those licensing with FIFA early on, to try to grow that area up there. But exactly, they're and that's why they say even if Xbox makes Call of Duty exclusive, they're not going to shift it. It's 4-1. 4-1. Jesus.
Oh, they don't have to worry about that because it's not happening.
It's not. You say it's not happening.
It's not happening.
Well,
bro.
the final boss, Lena Khan, they got to go with the. But again, even if this review went through, the whole Microsoft that's why I don't understand why everybody's excited, because it really, the leverage that Microsoft needed to make this deal beneficial to Xbox fans and for the brand, and they bleed green and all this other stuff, all that power. The regulatory agencies just made you you're done. You got to be a third party. It just changes the ownership of it. What? And then no one else. Nobody's asking Microsoft. Then if this is what we want you to do, why do you want to buy them? If Activision is just keeping its shit everywhere already, why does Microsoft even want them? Nobody's even asking them their intent.
You know why? Because there's no point in even asking that question. They're never going to own them. It doesn't matter how you want to spin it. It's not going to happen. And it's only gearing them up to be very disappointed in the end.
Yeah. I think so.
If the CMA changes their mind, then you would have something to think about.
Mm-hmm.
But then you still have to worry about the FTC. So they have two huge hurdles to get over, and it's just not going to fly because they've already said they want to keep competition open. They want to keep an open market for competition, and that doesn't include Microsoft owning Activision.
Yeah. And here's what you came on talking about, the CMA. So this is the Kate Prescott, she says here from the CMA. Punchy rebuttal from the UK watchdog, says the European Commission is wrong. Microsoft's proposal is accepted by the European Commission today, would allow Microsoft to set the terms and conditions for this market for the next 10 years. They would replace a free, open, and competitive market with one subject to ongoing regulation of the games Microsoft sells, the platforms to which it sells them, and the conditions of the sale. This is one of the reasons the CMA independent panel rejected and proposed the preventative deal. So they're preventing it based off of Microsoft able to, and they're true, Microsoft will dictate the next 10 years because they will determine the clouds, they'll determine all this other stuff. Who's going to say, Microsoft, you got to put it on every single cloud available, and you're looking at all these different services and enforcing that? The CMA is like, why? Microsoft will dictate this for the next 10 years, and that's kind of what they're saying. They're saying we we're preventing Microsoft. We're keeping an open market for this cloud gaming, and we're not going to have Microsoft own a big portion of a big publisher in order to kind of dictate this market and move it in favorable to them. That removes competition. Like, leave Activision, let it be, and let people be able to make deals with Activision. Let them do stuff. Like, you don't need to corner this IP and all these games from Activision Blizzard for the next 10 years. And that's the CMA's position. They're keeping it in an open market rather than having Microsoft own a portion of it and kind of, yeah, we'll put it everywhere, but also use their business sense to make it favorable to them. And almost, I could probably, what's like I was thinking, they'll probably, if they do own it, it might just stop people from even joining the cloud gaming, knowing they got to go through Microsoft, to get this game, to get all these games.
Right? Either way, like I said, it's nothing for you guys to even worry about. Ain't nothing going through with this deal, and we're gonna come back and we're gonna have this conversation after all of this other stuff is done. You're gonna be like, yeah, well, Sick, you was right. You was right again. You said that you said it wasn't gonna go through. I'm trying to tell y'all, it is not going through.
Yeah. They weren't celebrating too much. Like, not even the people online, but really even Microsoft executives and stuff like that. Like, they weren't like I think you're right. They know that CMA is a hurdle, and that took the wind out of their sails. This EU was sort of like almost like China approving, or like like Brazil going, yeah, we're like, okay. That's why I got a sense today. Like when we get these other countries approving it, that's what it kind of felt.
I saw some people get happy, and then niggas was like, "So Microsoft owns Activision? Oh nah, the CMA blocked it." I was like, "Hold on, so wait, what are y'all celebrating again?" It was like it's almost like a kick in the gut for these folks, because all it does is give them a little more hope, just to be let down again.
Hey man, that's the Xbox way.
It sucks, man, but it's okay, man.
They build you up to
okay.
knock you down. They set you up. What is that? They set you up, knock you down. That's what they're doing.
I'm telling you, if they really wanted, look, if they really wanted this shit to go through, all they have to do is get out of the market in the way that they are.
Yeah.
The pushback that they have is because they would have a vested interest in basically putting their platform first, and that would be detrimental.
Yeah.
Sorry. Listen, man, I woke up, I was happy as hell. I was just watching this shit because I'm like, y'all don't get it. Y'all don't understand it. Again, like I said, if it was as important as everybody is trying to make it out to be, then come on. You would have had Activision, Phil Spencer, Brad Sam, Satya Nadella. They would have all been dancing in the streets like, I am so glad this deal will now close. No, this deal will not close. The US is the biggest market for COD. The biggest market for COD. If you can't get the US, them other places don't even matter.
Oh yeah, and that's why people are like, oh yeah, they can skip the CMA. I think is bigger for COD than the EU. Like the UK is big. Like the UK is more akin to what America is. I would think.
To be honest with you, it's all whatever.
It's a lot of like I think it's a lot. The EU is a lot, but I think their market is not so much Call of Duty. They said it. They said that they said it themselves. They said Call of Duty is not that big for our thing. They said that it's not bigger than the market. They know there's bigger markets.
I don't believe that it is. The problem is that any one of these regulators could have derailed this thing. It only takes one. Just one. And that's what I don't think other people understand. Because if you would have saw the way that NVIDIA ARM deal got blocked, I was like, well, damn, you mean to tell me the FTC spoke for the world? Their suit spoke for the world. Are you fucking kidding me?
That's crazy.
Hey, but the Keep Hope Alive gang, hey man, y'all keep hope alive, man.
Keep alive.
Keep hope alive.
Keep them alive. I wanted to see what I wanted to look at was the 10-year deal that Sony rejected. That's what I'm trying to find. Where like Sony was like, well, they'll increase the price or something. That's why Sony said no. Remember, it was they were gonna charge.
Did we ever see that deal?
Yes.
I know we seen the cloud gaming deals. I don't know if we
saw the
the
10-year
one that they
deal
were
for
giving
Sony, and I wanted to see where that was because like that was like the back end money that Microsoft wanted to. Remember, it was a great deal, and Sony's like, no, it's not. Like we're gonna lose money. You're gonna raise your costs for us to license Call of Duty on our platform. Remember that was the Sony 10-year. It was like the licensing. Because that's a big that's what I'm looking at as a big factor here. Because this 10-year deal, they are telling them here that Microsoft offered the following comprehensive deal with a 10-year duration, a free license to customers in the EEA that would allow them to stream via any cloud service of their choice, all current and future Activision Blizzard PC and console games, for which they have a license for. So I guess they got to buy it, but then they're able to stream it somewhere. So the corresponding free license to cloud game service provides the EEA-based gamers to stream any Activision Blizzard PC game. Here's how it works. It says consumers who purchase Activision games on PC or consoles can stream that game or any other game via any gaming streaming service of their choice. Subscription services are also included. Microsoft will make available Blizzard games on multiple game subscriptions such as Game Pass, and if Sony accepts PlayStation Plus. So the commission carefully investigated cloud gaming streaming service, gave positive feedback. So they can't leverage the cloud in any sense. Oh, that's what it is. Josh says here that the Sony CMA response, they had a huge redacted section that was clearly Sony doing the math of it. Yeah, there was something going on with like them, like Sony. They could change the price. Is this it here? I'm trying to find it. But anyway, yeah, there was something with the thing. But the other thing is, I think the people that should be celebrating, is right here. Black Nut Cloud dancing in the streets. I heard.
Black Nut.
There they are. Black Nut Cloud. They were dancing in the streets. They said fun for the whole family, 500 video games for the whole family, play on these nuts, they said. But there it is. Black Nut Cloud, where are they located? They are located, there they are. The Black Nut. Nobody can miss Black Nut Cloud. Celebrating.
Where are they located?
I'm going to find out where they're located. I'm just
I've never heard of that shit ever.
Yeah, it's right here. Let's see where they're located. They should be dancing. I think they're part of the EU. What is Black Nut? It's an online gaming service. They got 500 games. Let's see. Are there parental controls? They say, hold these nuts. Let's see. Fun for the whole family. And where are you located, Black Nut?
Black Nut. Hey, that'd be funny if you find out that Black Nut and all these other weird ass Ubidis or Ukudis.
Well, Booster was happy. Booster was happy. They came out and said, yeah, Booster's happy. But I got to find out where Black Nut located. Where's Black? I got to know what Black Nut is.
Nut.
Black Nut. Frequently asked questions. Where are you? Where are you located? Stop hiding between these two legs. Where are you, Black Nut? I'm going to apply for Black Nut. Black Nut apps. Let's see. Can anybody find out where Black Nut is? Where is it? They were celebrating in the streets. Let's see, jobs. Oh my goodness. I got to hear the CEO here. Here he is, live.
Ouais, il y aura un montage, vous reprendrez les trucs. Ouais. Bon, ben c'est parti.
This is inside Black Nut.
Rennes, c'est la place de choix pour le développement d'une plateforme numérique comme Black Nut. J'ai fait mes études en Bretagne. Ma première start-up, Streamezzo, qui est une spin-off de Orange, avait toute sa R&D sur Rennes. Donc, quelque part, ça a été quand même le confluent de pas mal d'activités, que ce soit de mes études étudiantes, de mon activité de R&D chez Orange, de ma première start-up, de ma vie personnelle et maintenant même de Black Nut. J'ai créé Black Nut en 2016.
Oh man, Black Nut on doozies. He said something. It's French. Yeah, they're French.
J'ai créé Black Nut en 2016. Pour faire très simple, c'est l'équivalent de Netflix ou de Spotify pour le jeu vidéo. Ce que fait Black Nut, c'est d'abord de sourcer un catalogue de jeux vidéo. On distribue ces jeux vidéo depuis le cloud, donc on a développé une grande plateforme de cloud gaming, donc c'est un peu de la deep tech pour éviter quelque part d'avoir à télécharger un jeu et transformer n'importe quel écran qui est capable de jouer de la vidéo en console. Et ça permet...
Stop letting Aaron be having them dancing in the chat, boy. I don't know why they let him do it.
I don't know why they listen to Aaron. Dude, I don't understand it.
Black Nut.
Black Nut, dude. Aaron, you're signing up there. Aaron's on his knees already. He can't wait to celebrate Black Nut. Get his knees up. There they are. They're in Rennes in Paris. There they are. There they are. Get ready, Aaron. Welcome to Black Nut, Aaron. Get them. Remember, you gotta fondle them though before they release. Pause.
You gotta fondle the nuts.
And then and then the fine company. Not only do they have black French nuts.
Yo, True Virgil said, "Hold the line,
hold the line, bro. True Virgil." Yo, but I'm telling you, it makes sense. True Virgil knows about these nuts because I actually have True Virgil right near Herman Holt's nuts. True Virgil says, "We're not afraid of ponies. Hold the line." Well, True Virgil, he got excited when he heard about nuts because I got True Virgil's name right there, right near Herman Holtz's nuts on the VIP board. So he knows it takes one to know one. Thank you, True Virgil, for explaining these nuts. But what company there? So the Phil, I gotta tweet at Phil. I gotta say, Phil, where's your 10-year deal with Black Nut? Where is it? Where is that deal? I gotta say it. Phil, and then Boosteroid was excited. They tweeted out they were excited. Another fine company at Boosteroid. You know, everybody loves a booster. We're gonna see some funny cloud people. Dude, there's the Boosteroid. They're in the Ukraine. So I think they're in the Ukraine, and then we got Black Nut in dude, I gotta see what this guy
permet à n'importe qui d'accéder finalement à un très grand catalogue de jeux. On a plus de 500 jeux sur le catalogue de Black Nut. Ce catalogue grandit chaque mois pour de l'audio.
They gotta have a question.
Pour des films et pour des séries, mais n'existe pas encore pour le jeu vidéo.
Oh man!
I want a question here that says why these nuts. That's what I need to have a question asked him.
What the fuck is that?
Pas mal de sociétés qui se sont développées dans ce domaine-là, donc c'est effectivement très naturel d'avoir Black Nut ancré en fait. C'est une ville qui reste un grand centre culturel. On va y retrouver tout ce qu'on pourrait retrouver aussi en termes de théâtre, en termes de musée. Mais j'avoue que moi, ce qui m'a attiré aussi sur Rennes, c'est ce qui est à côté de Rennes, et c'est à Saint-Malo, et c'est la mer. En équipe. Alors, ça a été assez facile de recruter à Rennes, se cross-polliniser, comme on dit, pour trouver quels seront les prochains.
Holy crap! Look at their logo. It is a Black Nut. That is ridiculous. Look at this logo. They ain't fucking around. Look at this stuff. Look at that logo. It's a Black Nut. Dude. These guys have no shame.
Oh, shit.
Man. Their sister company, Black Hairy Nuts.
You better leave the Black Nuts alone, man.
Leave these nuts alone. Founded in 2016, Black Nut grew into a global cloud gaming service in less than 5 years. Our gaming solution is deployed in 40 countries on every continent through partnerships with some of the biggest nuts in the telco industry. Each and every month, tens of thousands of Black Nut subscribers log on to access our catalog of 5. Did they really put that? You really? Each and every month, tens of thousands of Black Nut subscribers.
What the hell?
How can they go to work every day? Like how? These guys need. Oh my goodness! I can't. How can these guys seriously? I need to see a deal right now with Black Nut Studios. That will be. I'm going live. The deal Phil says I'm doing 10 years with Black Nuts. Let me see. I gotta find some more information. I'm gonna get a job here.
So wait, so what do they do? What is it that
They're
they
a
offer?
cloud streaming service from Paris. They got 500 games.
Is that 500 games you buy or 500 games you just play on their
I
service?
don't know. They won't give me access to these nuts. I tried finding out what games they have in there, and they won't tell me. They're holding out the nuts. Oh, here they are. Here's some of the games. They got Ride. They got Rise, Son of Rome. Oh, Jesus. I think Phil's already in bed with these black nuts.
Oh.
They got Rise in there. Oh, man. They got Rise. They got Technomancer. Oh, Jesus. The Bee Simulator. Oh, man. They're in bed with Phil already. Phil been fondling these nuts for a while now. Dude, he's in bed with them. Holy crap.
So what is it? So you pay for it and you just stream the games, or you buy the games individually?
It says unlimited access for more than 500 games, 5 separate accounts, online saves, no need to install, no games to buy, no ads or in-game purchases, new games every month. Stop playing on one device.
In-game purchases?
No in-game purchases.
Oh, no in-game purchases.
So they're not getting games in-game purchases. Stop playing on one device, pick up later. We protect your personal data. $16 a month. Let me see.
To rent games, or
just to play them on the cloud, but I guess you just have access to 500 games.
So you just renting the games.
Yeah, basically.
So that's like Stadia.
Yep. Well, Stadia you had to buy them. Or you'll get some in the game.
Nah, but if you paid for that monthly subscription, they would give you games too.
Yeah, but this one's giving you access to 500 games. It doesn't say.
So it's more like Luna then.
Yes, this says unlimited access to 500 games. So it's like Game Pass basically. Well, you'll just have unlimited access to these games in the cloud. There's no downloading. So for $15 a month, $16 a month, $16 a month, you'll just get access to these games for 500 games. That's it. But they're not really great games. And
so how does that? I want to know what the business model is on that.
Well, look at the games in there. There's the
You're my number one customer.
The uncertain.
Well, they're all old games.
Yeah,
that's
sure. What they're doing. These games are like this. It's like Syndicate TV. That's what it's like. It's basically 500 games of Syndicate TV. Here, play Rise and Overcooked 1 and Dogfight 1442 Super Dungeon Bros.
You said Dogfight?
Dogfight 1942. Lord of the
I just
Fallen.
can't imagine who actually uses this service.
I don't know.
Is there truly a market out? Because I'm a firm believer that nobody uses Luna.
Yeah, well,
and nobody uses xCloud. I'm a firm believer of that shit.
Yeah, I think it's xCloud's hard because it's not separate from the subscription, so it's really hard for them to dictate what the separate is. Oh, Josh says you got to buy them. No, I don't think for Black Nut you don't got to buy them. No, it is dollars. It didn't say euros. It said dollar bill Phil. Look, it says $15 a month.
$7.49. What is that?
Well, that's Boosteroid, but it says right here, subscribe $15.99 a month. That looks like dollars right there.
$15.99 a month to play games on the cloud.
5 of these games.
I can't imagine that.
Is those euros? No, there's no E in front of that. That says dollars, right? That's a dollar sign.
Yeah, that look like dollars.
Yeah, that's a dollar. Brian Moran says, "Do you play on the nuts, dude? They got captions galore, man. There should be advertising, man." And then Boosteroid.
Is that a game with the person on the motorcycle on the little? It look like they're doing a trick. Is that a game?
No, that's
or
just
what is
the
that
thing. I don't think
That's
these
just
are the
some sort of
games. Yeah,
advertising, just like
yeah.
a logo for them or something.
No, their logo is this right here. Look, it's a black nut. Look, it's a ball with a B on it and split into two. Like there's no shame in them. Like, look, dude, they knew exactly what they're doing. Look at the logo.
You know you like that black nut logo.
Dude, look at the black nut logo. I'm gonna make it. I think I'm gonna make. I think I'm gonna make it my my Twitter Twitter profile pic. I'm gonna promote black nut. Everybody, all the nuts. The nuts need love. That's what I'm gonna say. Don't forget the nut. Don't forget the nuts. Like, look, there's no shame. It's not like it's a freaking acorn or something, dude. It is a black ball
So you know,
with a B on it.
I think I kind of understand where the CMA is coming from. I think I truthfully understand what they're talking about. Because those games from ABK would be the biggest games that enter that service.
Yep.
Which means whatever Microsoft wants from whoever they're giving the service to, then they can build their service around that. They can build their offerings around that. They could, oh man, yeah.
Yeah. They could dictate
Yeah.
the market for the next 10 years because
Yeah,
look at the
and that's
games.
the thing that the EU just, I guess they couldn't see that, or I don't know, maybe
They
the
just
money
looked
got
at
in
the
the
surf.
way. I don't know.
Yeah, I just think that turn and cough. That's your application. You know, yeah, no, you're right. Like these companies, Microsoft will like, yeah, look at what look at the Black Nut, like look at the games they're getting, like they have, and even Boosteroid. Like you're right. Call Activision Blizzard games coming to them would be huge. And
It would be
Microsoft
huge. Yeah.
and they will, you're right, they will build. So like what will happen is that Microsoft will put Call of Duty in there. Boosteroid, Black Nut will get like a people coming on, maybe like to play it on the cloud or whatever like that. And with that
You know what it
influx,
is? They would be the puppeteers.
Yeah.
Meaning they would get to maneuver the strings however they want to benefit them.
Exactly.
I
They can dictate the
I see it. I see it. I couldn't understand the whole cloud gaming thing in the beginning. Like it made sense, but it didn't make sense because the right now isn't what they're actually pushing for. It's the future that they're gonna mold, which is the big issue.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. They would, because they know they'll be the biggest thing in these services, and the smaller the service, the bigger they'll be. And and know what else that does is that it also it has the other part to it. It also, the way they could do it is that it makes xCloud look like a better service than the one they're on. So you come in for Call of Duty, but hey, Call of Duty is also on xCloud. Hey, we offer xCloud, Call of Duty, and we got bigger games. Not only do we have Boosteroid, you got Boosteroid that has trash and Call of Duty, but guess what? You could get Call of Duty and all these other games. It actually it segues people into your service because now xCloud looks more compelling than Boosteroid and Black Nut, because Black Nut has nothing and Call of Duty, and then hey, we got Call of Duty and all this other stuff, Halo and Gears, and oh, okay, well wait a second, now xCloud looks better. Goodbye these nuts. I'm done with your nuts. I'm coming on to xCloud. Right? Like it makes xCloud look like a much better appealing service, and what they're doing is they're using Call of Duty as the bait. They could leverage Call of Duty, Diablo as like a fishing rod, a little bit go buzz, and use it as a bait for these underperforming cloud services that my game will be the best game in your service. Hey, you like this? I got more of that. Come on and reel them into xCloud.
But you know what though? The thing about that is that the only stipulations they're putting on this is stipulations that would be on Activision Blizzard, meaning, oh, that old Bethesda backlog or back catalog, we can do whatever the hell we want with that.
And they did.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like those stipulations don't really mean anything in the scheme of things, because I might not be able to weaponize this Activision shit, but I can weaponize everything else.
Exactly. And what they can do is that now they could go buy other companies, make that stuff exclusive to xCloud and use Call of Duty as the, as the marquee sign of like, hey, you know what? Like, hey, Call of Duty, but we got, you said Bethesda games. We got Bethesda games in here that are only on our service. Come on in. Call of Duty whets your appetite. Come on in. And that's where the CMA is saying, hey, we're not going to give you that leverage to use Call of Duty as a marquee. Instead, leave Call of Duty where it is. Let Call of Duty put it on Black Nut if they want to make a deal with these nuts. Or if they want to put a deal with Booster Roid, let Call of Duty decide. Leave it open. Or let Black Nut go negotiate with Activision. Say, check out these nuts and walk into Bobby Kotick. And I'm sure with the ass grabbing going on there, he'll be very happy to play with some Black Nut. Goddamn Bobby Kotick, Ronald McDonald. You know what I mean? He's like, oh, we've been ass grabbing all these years. I'll rub some Black Nut. He'll do a good deal with them. So
it makes a lot of sense as to why the CMA was just like, oh no, no.
Yeah.
This is not good, especially for up and coming companies out of the UK. It's definitely not going to be good for them. But see, that's why I said Microsoft can fool some people, they can't fool everybody. And the thing is that the CMA saw right through them. The FTC sees right through them because the FTC, believe it or not, what people don't realize is they were the first to block the deal. It wasn't the CMA.
No, you're
the
right.
FTC was the first people to say, "Oh, hell no."
Yep, we're taking this right to court. You're right.
Yeah,
the
so
FTC.
they already saw this shit too. And the thing is like I didn't think of it in this manner until we're just talking about it now, and I'm like, whoa, this makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
this makes a lot of sense.
They don't want that, and the EU is looking at it, and the way they're looking at it is they're like, hey, the 10 years is fine as long as you're not making royalties on the back end and the licenses are free. But it's like, yeah, but that's exactly what they want to do. They want to give out the free sample, and they can manipulate, they could leverage that stuff to coerce the 10 years of get people on their service. Like, you're basically giving the virus all the hosts it needs.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing, EU. Like, you're giving, Microsoft wants to just spam the world. You basically gave it an open door to spam everybody. You said, hey, and Microsoft's like, sure, we need hosts. Why not?
And then where does it stop?
It doesn't.
Because now if you approve this, right, then what or who is next is that becomes the big question.
Yeah.
Then if you go turn around and say, oh no, I'm gonna block this smaller deal that might include a publisher, they're gonna be like, but hold on, we told you we just want to compete. We just want to bring more games to more people. That's what we told you guys last time. We're still losing, guys.
Yeah. We told they even said it, like, we're still gonna lose.
we're still losing. If we can't buy more, we're gonna die here, guys.
Exactly.
Come on.
And we'll keep it everywhere. Don't worry about it. And that's the thing, Sick. Like, nobody's asking Microsoft, like, if you are just buying it to put it everywhere, then why are you even buying it? Like, what? They're already they're
that
publicly.
don't make no sense.
Why do you need to own it? And you want to know what? Because what's going to happen is everybody's going to celebrate that all these cloud services get Call of Duty. But guess what's going to happen? Call of Duty is going to spread thin. It's going to have these pressures put on it, and you can get less and less and less. And they're going to just put it in more and more places with less and less quality. And you've seen it with $7 billion worth of Redfall right there. That was their $7 billion. That's what that cost. Those graphics stuff, that was $7 billion worth of Redfall right there.
Yeah, I still saw people trying to damage control.
Oh my
Redfall.
God. They're like, I'm playing it. I beat the game. And know what I think is hilarious? At the end of the game, it tells you we're sorry. Did you see that? Yeah.
Really?
At the end of the game, it tells you about their troubled development. I'm like, bitch, put that in the beginning so I don't have to go through the game.
Oh, did they really say that?
Yeah, I got it right here. I'll show you. They put, what the hell?
Oh, that is crap. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, at the end, it's like, we thank you for playing a game. I'm like, wait, where is it? Redfall, end of game note. What is it? Did they say? The game. We're sorry. Sorry that you're gonna play this game. Development. Where is it? Is it Redfall message?
So they knew that game was a piece of
You're my number one customer
from the beginning.
Yeah, here it is right here. This is it. This is what happens when you beat the game at Redfall. They tell you right here. Thank you. When you beat the game, they go, thank you. We set out to make Redfall. Our goal was to create an ambitious... Here it is. This is after you beat the game. It says the goal was to create an ambitious new game while building on Arcane's signature values. Our focus was always atmospheric and world-building exploration and game mechanics. The challenge was to keep these elements strong as we added an open-world mission structure and 4-player co-op. In order to bring Redfall to life, we endured so much together: the pandemic, global upheaval, and once-in-a-century ice storm that shut down Austin, Texas for a couple of weeks. The final result is a testament to the people who labored for the years on the game, obsessing over every aspect. Our desire to make something great.
Get the fuck out of here. Who obsessed over those hands?
Directing Redfall, trying to guide the team through all that happened along the way was illuminating and inspiring. We want to express our deepest gratitude to the teams and to all the development partners around the world. It's an experience that none of us will ever forget. It's the greatest pleasure to finally turn the game over to you as we continue to expand and deepen it. We hope that you love Redfall as much as we do. There you go. At the end of the game, they say that. They should thank me before.
Nah, that's bullshit. I wouldn't accept that because that means that you knew this shit was trash way before you put it out.
Nick says Ice Storm's not to blame now. Dude, the God was against Redfall. Ice baby. The pandemic. Dude, they said at the end of the game. This should have been popped up. But what I love how they started. It's like when we set out to make it, our goal was to create an ambitious new game. Dude, all their goals. It's like what you just played was not your vision.
Sorry.
They have every excuse in the book. Like, the weather, it rained a couple of days, the ice storm.
You ever seen that episode in South Park where everybody in there, that one dude, he's in like different scenes? Sorry.
Look at this. Eazy-E says, bro, no way Black
sorry.
Nut is a real company. Dude, it's right here. This is their website. Not satire. That's it.
Nut.
True Virgil says the only real gamers with big cojones game on Black Nut. This is real. It's right here. The Black Nut. You can apply for a job. That was the CEO right here. Look, applications. There he is. Mr. Nut. Where is he? Where's Mr. Nut? Look, Black Nut
Nick,
is everywhere.
The VP guy.
There he is. Look, it's on Google Play. Go download it right now. Google Play. It's on Huawei App Gallery. It's everywhere. Black Nut's all over your face and stuff. They're all over.
I gotta understand this though. If you look up Black Nut, how much is Black Nut worth?
Oh, you're gonna make me. I'm not searching it live.
No. I just want to know. Oh my god.
I am searching that in incognito. I'm going incognito, offline grinders, and I'm searching for Black Nut's worth.
I didn't even think about that.
Dude, if you hear any sounds in the background, some moaning and groaning, that's not me.
I didn't even think about that.
Dude, I'm going incognito right now. Black Nut worth. I'm going to say Black Nut Company worth. Here it is. Oh, good. I found it. It was a safe search. Let's see. There it is. Black Nut. They're private. So can't buy stock in these nuts.
Okay, so they are a private company, right?
Yeah.
So tell me this then. What made Google back out? Because Google, I'm sure, has way more money than Black Nut.
There's 31 people.
You're my number one customer.
Dude. Come on, bro.
This is this. 31 employees.
What the hell?
This is 31 employees.
So ask yourself, why did Google back out? Because I still got my tinfoil hat about the whole Google shutting down shit.
They said Black Knight is private. I don't know. I don't
Private
know,
nut.
man. Let me. You know what? While we're on it, let me find out how many people work at Boosteroid.
That's
These are some
crazy.
small ass companies that they're dealing with.
Dude, what if these are companies that Microsoft low key owns?
Or they will buy them.
No. What if they are companies that they low key own? And this was all part of the plan.
Well, it's interesting. Boosteroid was founded a year after Black Knight. There's 51 to 100 people working at Boosteroid in Ukraine. These are little companies, man. I'm telling you, you're exactly right. The Call of
Something
Duty
just seems off about
dude,
it, right? Like
Activision Blizzard games will be the biggest friggin' thing that happens to these cloud services, and it will be a way for Microsoft to groom them to go into not only to get into cloud gaming, but it'll be almost akin to their version of a cloud Series S, an entry, a gateway. It's like, hey, Call of Duty's our gateway drug in all these cloud services. Same way, that's why in 10 years, then we'll pull it, and guess what? When you're looking for your cloud fix, we got it for you. It's called xCloud. And same thing with Nintendo. We'll put Call of Duty on the Switch, and 10 years we pull the rug. Come looking for us.
Back up. This was their plan all along.
Yeah.
Hold on. No. Hear me out. This shit just dropped on me like a ton of bricks. Remember when Phil made the silly statement, or at least the statement that sounded really silly at the moment? We're trying to reach 2 billion gamers.
Mm-hmm.
If your games or games that you own are on all of these different cloud services, and all of these games are microtransaction ridden, like Call of Duty, the way fucking World of Warcraft is, and the way that fucking I'm pretty sure Diablo's going to be, right? They're looking at it like, oh yeah, sure, we'll give anybody a deal. Because really, they really only want the monthly active users. They only want the engagement. They want the engagement numbers and the potential revenue from said engagement numbers. So if I have to give it to you so that you can make your platform look more appealing, right? And you already have an established base of people. Now we just adding all of that to whatever monthly active users. I see what the play is. The only problem with that is it's just not going to work. It's just not going to work, unfortunately.
Well, they're just looking at the like you said, like they'll put it everywhere with the hopes that they can convert them into paying customers or buying other things.
You're my number one
That's
customer.
the risk. It's like going to Vegas and just saying I'm going to throw this money all on on the roulette table, and we'll see. Hopefully one of them is a W, and you could put as many chips as you want, but there's a high probability you're probably going to lose.
Where they saw the vision was with Minecraft.
Exactly. And that's
where they originally got the vision.
Yep. They said we could keep this everywhere, and look at what hard work. And not to say they don't do anything, like not to say like they do it, but they didn't develop that game. Like they're basically maintaining the servers. Like they didn't create that game as a vision from scratch, but that Minecraft has kind of clouded their vision. They go, hey, we could just buy this, just keep putting gas in the machine, and we sit back. Like it's like lazy development. Like they don't want to go and make something new because the risk is there, and it's too much. They don't want to do that. They just want to lead. They just want to set it and forget it. That's it. Keep the lights on. Because Phil said they didn't need this deal. This would just accelerate their vision. They're accelerating. Like what will accelerate? That they will be able to reach out to more people quicker with a franchise that they know, rather than creating a unique one and having to do the marketing and get it there and maybe go viral. They want that viral feel because that's where they succeed. They got to feel viral, and what more so is that you could try to get Call of Duty and that whole viral aspect that doesn't last. That's why they shifted their focus and they said, "Hey, let's just go buy franchises that are already established. We don't need to mock. We don't need to like create something. We don't need to like tell everybody why you should care about Pentiment. They don't need to do that. They can be like, hey, Call of Duty. That's it. We're done. COD. We're out." And that's all pressure off their back. They can just go, it's there. But I think that's exactly what they're trying to do. They're trying to use this as a lure to just get people into the cloud and get in that, like almost like a Series S, like a low entry to Call of Duty. Hey, you like that? I got more. It's called xCloud.
And that's crazy when you get to control the content that is like the biggest content in the cloud service.
Exactly. Yeah. Like people are not going to sign up for Black Nut for goddamn Metro.
Or Rise, Son of Rome.
Yeah, Rise, Son of Rome. Like this. Like somebody said, you're renting a backlog of old games. It's like, yeah, that's exactly what cloud is because
that's
all
exactly
syndicate
what it is.
TV. But if you say, hey, all the Call of Duties and new Call of Duties are going into Black Nut and Boosteroid, now all of a sudden they're like, whoa, like they're like the Hillary Clinton meme, like whoa, like now you're talking. And if I just buy it, I could play it on Boosteroid, and it's like what all the whoa, and there you go. And Microsoft's right there with their grubby hands on it, and they could manipulate those markets and that's where the CMA comes in, where basically they're like, you will be able to dictate the market because you will be the biggest content in those services.
Yep.
You'll be able to dictate that stuff. So like, these services are
you would be the gatekeepers.
Yeah.
They would be the gatekeepers.
They will be. They'll be the gatekeepers, and they will be
and they
the biggest
know
attraction. Yeah. They will be the headliner. They'll be the biggest attraction. You're not going to a show to watch, the first act. You're going there to watch the headliner, and that's who's selling the tickets, the headliner. Of the show. You're not going there like, who's covering for you? No, you're not. That's to warm you up. Same thing goes for a stand-up comedy. You're there for the headliner. The headliner is the person selling the tickets. You're not going there for like, the warm-up people. The fluffers. You're not going there for them.
It was real weird because I sat back and I thought long and hard. I'm like, yo, why is their main focus cloud and not other areas? Like, I understand PlayStation is smacking the hell out of them in the console market, right?
Yeah.
But just because PlayStation is smacking the hell out of them don't mean that they should give them an unfair advantage because you getting smacked up. No, you should have learned how to pivot better. But without a doubt, dude, like it makes so much sense now. The thing is, like I said, with Lena Khan, did you see the video that she put out?
Yeah,
I think she was on some sort
not
of
Lena Khan, the
show.
EU person. I have her video.
No, Lena Khan was on some.
Oh yes, I saw it. Where she's gonna stop emergent, like kind of nascent. Yeah, she's gonna stop anything.
She's focused on something totally different. So their train of thought in the FTC isn't the same as the CMA's.
No.
And honestly, if we're gonna be honest, I do believe that when they met up or whatever, when they had their meeting or whatever, I think they thought this shit way through. And what I mean by that is, I think they thought about the whole cloud thing, but they were like, we need to take separate angles. So I'll hit them here, you hit them there.
They're not supposed to do that.
So now you're trying to combat so much shit at once. And there's no way that you can. Because even if you try to justify this, you'll never be able to justify that. The whole cloud shit, they can't really justify because what are you going to do? Predict the future?
You can. And that's why I thought the CMA's position was sort of like Microsoft can't even like get it, like, counter that stuff. And that's why I think they even they acted like little kids whining and we go, you are never going to get business from us. Like they went to scare tactics because they knew. Dude, that they're like, how do we counter this? We can't. We already told them our 10-year deal, and if they can't agree to that, then there's not much we can do. I had True Itty here with the 2. He goes, Phil wants to partner with Blackouts. What? I don't know.
I think he meant black nuts.
I think black nuts, dude. I get you, True Woody. I know what you're talking about. He wasn't part of these black nuts on that
He
one.
definitely wants some of them black nuts.
Dude, he wants them, man. But yeah, like you're right. Like the thing, and also it's sort of like, it's like taking advantage of a novel market. Like the market has not formed itself in cloud gaming, whether it does or whether it doesn't. But by having the biggest attraction in cloud gaming as under Microsoft, they could use that to kind of manipulate and dictate the market for the next decade to make them look good. And that's exactly what it is. And it's really, that's where the CMA was looking at it going, well, we're not, the EU was like, hey, if you just put this everywhere and everybody gets to play Call of Duty, that's great. And it's like, but EU, you're not looking at it at a way that how Microsoft, like, why would Microsoft want to do that? Like, you're not, like, why would they need to own it if that's the purpose of doing it? And they're not looking at the motive. Like, why would Microsoft be fine and agree to that stuff? Then nobody sat there and said, then why are they spending $70 billion to just not compete? Because they're just going to put it everywhere. Like, are they just goodwill? Like goodwill, Phil?
Well, Microsoft has to accept those terms. Though.
They did. And it's like, well, why? Like, nobody scratched their head going, well, why would they want to? Like, it takes any advantage away from them. Like, why would they even be interested in this deal with that concession that we put in there? Like, I would have used it as a kind of a bluff. Like, going like, well, wait a second. You're okay with just putting this everywhere? Like, wait a second. There's still some alternative motives here. Like, this makes no sense. Like, why would you be okay with doing it for free nonetheless? You're not even going to get royalties on the back end.
Because you can use it for other things.
There you go. Nobody asked that. That's what the CMA got them on.
Royalties on the back end.
Yes.
No, but the thing is, that's why it's great to have regulators like this. And I think the Xbox fans should now look at themselves and understand exactly how childish you were. Nobody's looking at the EU or nobody's looking at them and saying, yo, are they really Europeans? You know what I mean? Like, nobody's taking that route with this. Dude, they made their stance. They talked about what their point was, and that's what it is. You know what I mean? Either you accept it or you don't accept it, but to take the route that some of these gentlemen took was just ridiculous. Unnecessary, and it was absolutely ridiculous.
Yep.
So, this should honestly be an eye-opener for you because me personally, I accept the EU results. I accept them. Like, okay, well, they did their due diligence, and this is what they came to.
Said, yeah, and I have the lady there, and they're like, actually... And then the CMA didn't change their mind, and people are like, oh, and they'll beat and I just see people go, oh, and they'll beat the FTC, and then the CMA will feel pressure. It's like, dude, what? Like, where? That's why nobody celebrates it because they don't even know what happened next.
No, they didn't celebrate because I think they're smarter now.
Oh,
I think they're smarter in knowing
that CMA deal like it was friggin' New Year's.
Oh, they wasn't celebrating the CMA.
No,
they
before
were not.
Before the CMA deal.
Oh,
that weekend was like, oh, it's going to be a great day for... oh, my God. They were like counting down. Like, you staying up for the CMA announcement? That was the best.
Yeah, I think they have a better understanding of how much this isn't working. I think that's what it is. And it's like, yo, why would we even get excited for this EU shit when it could just turn out the same way as the CMA thing? And then after the CMA passed it, you got a few folks who got, they got excited, but then they came down to the realization that even though they passed it, it's still blocked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they didn't like approve it with consent. They blocked it.
Yeah, they blocked it.
And they doubled down today, and said somebody could. This is from this quote here is from Bloomberg, and they said while the EU decision offers a glimmer of hope, it probably doesn't change much for the Microsoft chances of success in legal challenges to the FTC and CMA, according to Bloomberg intelligence analyst Jennifer Rye. So Bloomberg's already saying like it's a glimmer of hope, but it's not going to leverage them. And nonetheless, they already said like Call of Duty is not that big a thing. Like, it's not and again, how do you prove the CMA wrong? And the FTC, you're right. They think they're just going to win in court because the FTC has lost. This is the logic they use. I don't understand how the hell this is gaming, but like they're like the FTC never won in court, so they're going to lose against Xbox. Dude, Xbox is a capital L box. All right, it's been taking L's left and right.
They say the FTC never
They
won.
say they never won a court, something like that. The Olena Khan is owing something. They know about L's, I guess. They have the L library. But I'm just like, if Microsoft, just think about everything, the low expectations, they go lower than low expectations. But like, they're going off of history. It's like, you want to go off of history? I just gave you billions of Phil Ness quotes that the guy lied straight to your face about the brand that you celebrate, but you still want this guy to sign your ass at FanFest. But meanwhile,
absolutely.
Let's use history against Lena Khan and all that other stuff. Like, please, listen, Microsoft, and anyway, if this deal goes through, these concessions are turning them into a third party. Just like, you can't leverage Call of Duty. What? So you don't want to buy Call of Duty? Don't buy it. Oh, but I want to play it. You want to play it so bad? Then buy it. But no, I want to play it, but I want it in Game Pass. Like, listen to the logic. I see these clowns like, oh, I can't wait. I'll play Call of Duty if it's in Game Pass. Really? If you want to play it in Game Pass, then guess what? You don't care about Call of Duty. Stop capping. Stop wasting internet technology and tweets on that shit because you are a waste. All right? Oh, I'll play it in Game Pass. No, then you don't play it at all. All right? Like, oh my God. Like, all of a sudden, a Call of Duty will be appealing in Game Pass. You'll be just like that dev said. You'll try it for 10 minutes and you'll stop it. And you'll be like, okay, back to Twitter. Like,
I meant to ask you about that. You said something about a dev said something about Game Pass or something like that?
Yeah, the guy that
What was it?
what's his name? The guy that did where is he? The guy that did Limbo and then did the other thing. He did Somerville. He put Somerville in Game Pass.
What the hell is Somerville? I've never heard of it before.
Yeah, it was a game that was in Game Pass. They made Limbo. They made I forgot now where he is. But yeah, he said that, he prefers the traditional method, but yeah, they let me see, where was it? I forgot. Yeah, he said a Game Pass is Game Pass hurts sales. There it is. Dino.
I mean, but we already knew that.
They know that, yeah.
Well, my question is, who doesn't think that Game Pass hurts sales?
Yeah, he says you're not invested in it, and you try it for 10 minutes. This is what the W they want. They want this W where it's like, where is it? He goes, yeah, you try it for 10 minutes, you're not invested, and if you don't keep them for the 10 minutes, they leave. And he says, yeah, and it hurts sales. He says, where does it say? It's a pretty good deal. If they don't like it in the first, he says, because a lot of people just go in and try it and they don't invest. If they don't like it in the first 10 minutes, that's it. Also, if they don't make it in the first 10, if you don't make the first 10 minutes amazing, maybe there's also a problem. I think Game Pass is okay, not my favorite. My favorite is the old premium model where I sell you some video, I sell you a big image, and earn your $30. Then after that, I'd have to deliver. Yeah. I don't need to get money out of you later.
Yeah.
Truth, facts, there it is. Like, you know what I mean? That's from a developer.
I agree with him. I agree with him though, because what is my incentive to purchase your game after I've played it?
Yeah, or I tried it, and again, you'll be hypersensitive to stuff. You'll be like, hey, you know what? I don't like the voice acting. I don't like this guy. I'm deleting this game. You didn't buy it. If you spent $40 on the game, you'll be more tolerable of the game. Like, hey, let me see this through. Let me play a little bit more.
Right.
You won't be as easily annoyed as if you're just clicking on it going, oh, this is a waste of time. Like, oh, I got to read this text. And it's like, you know what I mean? You're much more like, you didn't invest in it. And you'll just skip the whole game because, like, you didn't buy it. But if you buy it, there's some sort of financial investment. You had to probably research the game. You probably were interested in some of the interviews or something like that. And then you went out there and spent money on it. Now you feel a little obligation to play it. And the worst thing is feeling you got screwed, and which is probably everybody that bought Redfall spent $70 and got that trash. So,
and really, all Redfall is going to do is make people more weary about buying games on Xbox. Now, I'm for sure going to play your shit in Game Pass. Not me per se, but that's going to be the thinking
yeah.
of people.
But
I'm just going to play your shit in Game Pass.
yeah, and it also and again, the same thing they're doing with Starfield, and the same thing they did with that. They hid the gameplay. They kept you in a shroud. They made you second guess the game. They weren't out there showing full gameplay loops or anything like that. They're not doing it with Starfield. That's one show. You got one show on in June for this game that's supposed to be so big. One show, and again, they keep you in the dark. And they make you probably say, well, I'll check it out in Game Pass, see if I like it. That's benefits them. If they just show you the whole loop and it's like, oh, I don't like this, then guess what? You're not playing it anywhere. But if they keep you shrouded, like, hey, hide the gameplay, don't show the game, don't show the game, don't show the game, talk about the game, don't show it, talk about it. Guess what? Now you're more inclined to go, wait, I'm not buying this or pre-ordering it. I'll just check it out in Game Pass. They got you.
Oh, especially now.
Oh, yeah. Now, that even, yeah. You think even people like immediately when Redfall came out, people speculate against Starfield. Hell, this probably helped Starfield go in Game Pass no matter what they show. People like Starfield got to be a 50 out of like a 150 out of 100. The expectations for Starfield, people like, you know what? I'll just check it out in Game Pass because it's probably gonna have bugs. They probably just promoted Game Pass right now by having that trash Redfall come out.
These people are fickle, man. They'll be right up there waiting to give these people money.
Oh, they're they're fools like in this whole thing. But I we'll see. But yeah, the EU I think give people a glimmer of hope. But again, like I really think again, if you look at why they approved and they said like the royalty stuff and the CMA still doubled down saying we're not this doesn't change us, and they kind of went there, and the FTC she's sitting there with two steak knives ready to chomp you up, say come on, final boss.
Yeah,
I mean?
the CMA was unmoved by this shit.
Yeah, CMA was unmoved.
Again, I think they have more information than the general public has about the back office dealings. With the EU.
I agree. I think the CMA did their homework because they did a big research.
Yeah.
They had a lot of documents. The EU kind of was just like nonchalantly going through it. Like they had some things, but they really didn't put it to them like the CMA. The CMA seemed like they really dived into the ins and outs of this thing and really collected data from all different involved parties and just like and they did survey data. Like they feel like they did a lot more research on the cuff than the EU did. So
yeah, but I mean, I guess we'll just watch it play out, and at the end of the day, whatever happens happens.
Yeah,
but I'm gonna tell you guys right now, 100%. I've never faltered before. I'm not gonna falter again or ever. And I'm telling y'all, this shit is not going through. No matter how much you want it to go through, it is not going through.
Yeah, I don't want it to go through, but I still feel like Microsoft is so desperate that they will. I don't know. I feel like that Microsoft will push this through, but the concessions will be so silly that this will be a waste of time, and I already see that with the EU. Like I don't want it to go through because I don't want to know the repercussions.
You want to make a bet, Jazz?
No, I don't do bets.
Oh, come on! You're not a gambling man.
Nah,
You're not a gambling man,
Nah,
Jazz.
I could have won some good money on that Halo Master Chief Collection going to PC. I made that then they tried to make me bet, and I'm like, nah, I'm not betting because I don't. Yeah, I'm annoyed with this stuff anyway that we're still talking about it, but still.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, I've been over it for quite some time, man. It's just it's not really that appealing. And then at the end of the day, I mean, if I really look at it, Jazz, I don't even really play Activision games, bro.
See, I like Call of Duty. That's the thing. I do play Call of Duty. I'm not excited for this Call of Duty this year. Like that seems like some trash right there. Sledgehammer Games, some bootleg zombies. Like again, like they make Call of Duty about everything else besides the core of what Call of Duty is. It's like zombies will be back. I'm like, who wants zombies?
I'm not gonna lie. I used to love zombies.
But Sledgehammer
like
zombies though. Treyarch did
Yeah,
zombies though.
yeah. Well,
Sledgehammers?
Sledgehammer, I think they were the ones who made
No,
that weird ass what
that
was it? Modern
open.
Warfare zombies?
Yeah, where like you get on the
Oh my
bus. Wasn't that them
god.
with the bus?
No, it wasn't them with the bus. This zombies had
That was
fucking
Treyarch.
running zombies, like running zombies with
Which one
fucking
did they have? I got
dude,
confused when
I
they
don't
do
this
zombies.
shit was crazy. It was crazy. I'm not gonna even lie to you. You might be right about Sledgehammer. You might be
I
right
don't
about
know.
their
I forget
zombies.
who grind is the chat. Who did the zombies with the bus? It was like an open world zombie game, and
No, that was Treyarch.
that
That
was
was Treyarch.
Treyarch did that. Well,
Yep.
then which one did Sledgehammer do? Zombie
They did the
Chronicles.
one where you were at no, that was
Oh, they did
that
the
was
one where you're in the house. You have
Infinity
to
Ward.
unlock the different ones.
You weren't in the house, you were in like this warehouse.
Yes. Okay, I know which one you're talking about. Yeah, and you
It
unlock
was like
different
some sort of
rooms.
no, not a warehouse, like an office building you were in.
You're in office building.
Yeah, look up the Modern Warfare zombies.
I'm
I
gonna
think
look
that
up
was done by Sledgehammer.
Sledgehammer. Let me see. Zombies. Which one did they do?
Dude, purity of audio is fucking crazy, man.
Let's see. They did Exo Zombies, followed by Nazi Zombies.
Exo Zombies.
Oh, that was in Advanced Warfare.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
That was when they had the jetpacks and the wall running.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the zombies had freaking the zombies, man. They were hauling ass, bro. Like I don't know what they gassed the hell out of them zombies. But those that I ain't played Call of Duty in so
Yeah, they're
long,
like
man.
mechs.
Like I don't even. Yeah.
Oh, no. True Witty says if the deal goes through, the floodgates will be open. Yeah, I know. Well, that's what Sick was saying. That's the reason why too. I don't really want the deal to go through because who's gonna say no to Microsoft? Like I don't care. Like everybody thinks Sony will buy some stuff and then 10 cent and all them and yeah, they probably could. But like, who's
did you
just going
talk
to
about
Microsoft?
deviation? Did you talk about deviation and their layoffs?
No. I
Yo,
think
for
I did.
some reason, everybody is skipping over that. Listen,
Yeah.
I was gonna go live today, but I was busy doing some other stuff. But I'm definitely gonna go talk about that shit because everybody is like sweeping that shit under the rug, and I'm like, dude, why?
It is
And
pretty
I
wild.
the biggest thing that I say is if that was Xbox, niggas would be on it. Like, oh, look at this developer that's working with Xbox. 90 developers laid off.
They
Oh,
flipped
it's
over some
Xbox
tables.
fault.
They didn't like yeah, I know. It's like Herman Holtz flipped over some tables over there. Like I know the
Yo.
double standard with it, but yeah, I forgot. I put it on the thing. I don't know if I mentioned it on. I didn't do it on this show. I didn't put it on here. But yeah,
Yeah,
the
man,
layoffs
it was
on
crazy.
where was it?
That and I said optically, that looks terrible.
Yeah, because they didn't
on
see what
Sony.
they were working on, dude. Like they yeah, we didn't see anything.
The big part about it is that not only did we not see anything, but Sony is being close to the chest with everything.
Yeah.
So you're being close to the chest while also losing games because there was another game, I think it was like Fire Strike or something like that, that
Fire
was making a
Sprite.
game.
Was it Fire Sprite?
No, not Fire Sprite.
Fire
I
Strike.
think it was Fire Strike.
But they don't own Deviation Games though. They
don't own Fire Strike
customer.
either. They don't own Fire Strike either.
No.
The thing is, they were partnered with you to make an exclusive game for your fans, and now that shit has been canceled. That is not good. That is a red flag, and Sony is still quiet as a church mouse. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, they might come out and show us like some crazy shit, right? But the problem is that I like to keep things 100 and I like to keep things equal. And if I'm going to slam Microsoft for it, I'm definitely going to slam Sony for it because I actually give a damn about Sony. I don't care about Microsoft. Them motherfuckers could disappear tomorrow and it wouldn't mean a single fucking thing to me.
Yeah,
But I just can't understand it, man. I just can't understand it.
Yeah, and like one of the things too is like I think and I don't know if I don't think I tweeted it out, but like the one thing I wanted to say about that stuff though is that I think Sony is falling into this lack of showcase, lack of showing the games that they're working on, and then you hear about the studios that they're working on making a game is they fire like 90 people out of 150 that were laid off of that studio. It's like, well, wait, they're working with you, and I think this kind of goes into like the tailspin that Microsoft has, where this whole no show, and then you hear about stuff happening. And it's like, well, what's going on over there? What's going on? And I know Sony doesn't own them, so you can't directly relate to Sony, but they were making a game for them. And somebody went over there and flipped over some tables, and they probably cut funding, which probably made them lay off a bunch of people. And, so I don't know. People are like, it's the quality, it could be this, who knows what it is. But again, it's just one of those things where there's a risk when you partner with all these different studios and not show the game. That's why I see even Six says the same thing all the time. When you go on the thing, you're like, but we didn't see anything from Jade Raymond. We didn't see.
Yeah, no, and that's what I feel
and I don't
about
like that. Let's show the goddamn game. Like then
that's what I feel about all of these studios, though. All of these studios that they bought, the fucking Haven. Like, dude, don't tell me about fucking Haven, and I don't see a single fucking thing from Haven, and then all of a sudden I start hearing that Haven's laying off people. Come on, dog. Like that's why Deviation Games was like, yo, I'm looking at it like, hold on, you telling me that these are all of like the COD vets and stuff that's working for them. And people are expecting like a great first-person shooter game out of them, and then all of a sudden they laying off the mass majority of their fucking workforce. Like, what's going on, bruh?
Yeah.
Like, why are we so nonchalant and making excuses? Because that's all I've been hearing, man. I'm gonna be honest with you, Jess. All I've heard is excuses as to why this is possibly happening. Oh, well, maybe they finished with the game and they just got rid of all the contractors. I'm like, you know what? In a perfect world, that sounds absolutely great. But why in the hell are you getting rid of 90 good people?
Yeah, and exactly that's what people are saying in chat. Like, that's why we need a showcase. Like this whole like we made a deal with this dev. I'm like, no, here's the game. Oh, here they come out now to tell we made a deal with them. Show the game, then tell about the deal. Like this whole like we made a partner, and you know what? I don't want to keep blaming Microsoft for it, but they started this shit with making studio announcements as a thing. Game announcements, dude. They went to E3 and announced they bought studios and said, "Thanks for coming, everybody. We're leaving." No games, not what they're working on, nothing, and we still don't. Compulsion Games have no clue. Sony's now falling into the same thing. No showcase. And then it's like, hey, we bought the Haven, we bought the Deviation. They're working with us. They touted out these guys at Jeff Keighley's Smuggling Grape show. Look at them, the two dudes. They're working with us. What game do you show? Oh, we don't have anything to show right now. Get off the goddamn stage. Yeah. Like what? Was the Summer Smuggle Fest, whatever the hell it was, where they brought out Deviant Game, whatever, the two guys, these guys from Deviation or whatever. They came out there like, hi, we're making a game for PlayStation 5. Toodaloo. And it's like, what the fuck is this? What is this? And Jeff Keighley's like interviewing them in his goddamn tight ass pants. I'm like don't show the game.
That's my only problem with this whole thing, right? Like I understand that you want to get your fans hyped, but the problem is you're getting people hyped for nothing.
Yeah. Well, they don't even have a legacy either. They're like, yeah, we're a couple of dudes that left out of this studio, and this you may know us because we left. Did you leave on good terms, or did you get fired for performance? Like, we don't know why you left those other studios and started up this other one. But like, you're talking to me about your track record. But guess what? They didn't buy Respawn. They're not working with Respawn. They're working with. They didn't buy Respawn. They bought you, who's a refugee from Respawn that started up another studio. So who are you? You know what I mean? Like, I get this a lot of times. People are like, oh yeah, I worked on this team and this team. Like, I'm not hiring the group that you worked for. I'm hiring you. What did you do? You know what I mean? The guy's like, well, you know what? I drew the grass. It's like, well, so you're the grass guy from Bungie. You know, right? I put leaves on the trees. Oh, so you're the tree guy from Respawn. Okay, that now don't just tell me, oh, former devs from Respawn and Bungie and Call of Duty. The guys, I drew the rocks that were around the river. I put those in there, made sure. All right, so you're the rock guy. Like, this is what I mean. I hate this shit. Show me the game.
Yeah, no, and that's the major issue that I always have, man. And everybody give me a lot of shit for it. Like, dude, just give him a chance, give him some time. And I'm like, no, I
That would sound like
understand,
Xbox.
man.
Nah, you
Look,
sound like Xbox. Give them time.
look. Listen, one thing you will find out, Jess, is that the PlayStation and Xbox guys are not far off, bro.
No.
It just takes a similar situation for you to see.
Today, Deviation Games budget for its PS5 game is reportedly over $50 million. Show me the game. I don't give a shit how much it costs.
Tell me this. How in the hell do you have a budget for 50 million, but you laying off 90 million people? You
It's all
do
that
realize
salary.
devs only make like 70, 80,000, and that's kind of high for them. I found out that they make even lower than that. So the budget that you have, dude, you're not even spending $1 million on labor. Maybe. Well, depending on how long it takes to develop, because that's on a yearly basis, and then you got 150 people. Oh, that shit do kind of add up now that I think about
That's
it.
right. Yeah.
It do kind of add up.
Are they taking Satya's more with less approach? More with less.
The problem with this is, and I'm gonna tell you why I don't really take it serious. I don't really take it serious because where did you get this information from?
Well, they saying here, they're looking at these people, and this is where another thing that grinds my gears too. Get off job postings and LinkedIn.
They be on LinkedIn and they unemployed.
Dude,
they be unemployed.
Dude, we got people looking at job descriptions, goddamn LinkedIn profiles. Get out of here with this trash. That's what they found it. They said chief operating officer. Look. Chief operating officer, full-time. They're looking at resumes, CVs and stuff. Dude, do you know how generic this stuff is? Working on a budget. Look at this. Employee number 1 set up everything from recruiting, HR benefits, 401ks. Working, what does it say? Working with 120 employees. Well, that's less now. Managed relationship. Here it goes. Oversaw relationships and budgets in excess of $50 million. They're working on a game that's $50 million.
I mean, and 50 million is kind of on the low end for games nowadays. Not to undercut or undersell.
Oh my God.
But that's kind of on the low end. The problem is just, dude, most of these people who look for this stuff as sources, dude, how are you unemployed but telling us about other people who are employed?
That's it. And then
I don't even understand that.
The media sucks. And then they write an article like a budget's for over 50 million because a guy put in his job description that he's working on projects over 50 million. Like, really, please, like,
that's cool.
It's cool, but like, it's not gaming news. They're like, it's a guy's job description, but like, they try to, and this is what I mean. Like, this is where show us the games, get the message out there, Sony. Show us what everybody's working on so there's no speculation. This is how Xbox gets news. They're looking at LinkedIn. They're looking at Phil's back shelf. They're looking at Phil's underwear drawer. This is what they try to do to figure out what's coming because Microsoft is not showing them. So have a goddamn showcase. Show the friggin' games so we don't have to worry about LinkedIn profiles to find out what the fuck you're working on. So please, cut it out. Show us goddamn games. You know what, Jim Ryan? Get your Gordon Ramsay ass out of the kitchen and get back on the streets and tell you this.
Enough from me. We're going to have the games start talking.
Where's that ass? Get out of the goddamn kitchen, get on stage, and talk about the goddamn showcase. Show us the games. I'm tired. I don't want to see PlayStation news from LinkedIn profiles and shit. And some dudes. Like the Xbox dudes now are doing PlayStation rumors because their Xbox sucks so bad. They're like, hey, showcase coming. The problem now when Xbox guys start talking about their insiders, we got problems. We're getting PlayStation rumors from Xbox guys. We got problems here. Show us the goddamn games and stop with this FTC bullshit. Stop with the goddamn these regulators and all this other grab assing that's going on. Just show us goddamn games, please. You've been announcing games, but I want to see what's coming from you, Showcase, because you've been making these deals, buying. I want to see Bungie's next game. You bought Bungie. I don't see any difference there. What's Bungie working on? Let's see what we're doing here. Why did you spend money on them? To keep Destiny where it is? You sound like Microsoft. Let's go. Let's see why the hell you spent that money.
That's another one that I'm trying to figure out. I
That's
still
a
can't
weird
figure
ass
that
one,
one
that
out.
Bungie one. I don't know what they're doing. They better not be making them just say you're on brunches from now on, and basically you're on brunches from now on, and we're just gonna pay the bill, and you just keep Destiny going. Like they bought them for Destiny DLC. They better not. I don't think they did. But we need to see some stuff, man. We need to. X-Hawk wants to see those live service games, so he
Oh
grab
hell
ass.
no!
No, we don't want to
I
see
ain't gonna
those
even
live
lie
service
to you, man. After seeing Sony's track record with what they do with live service games, I think I'm cool.
Yeah, we need to see. I really think that people are trying to bucket live service with free to play stuff, and I think Sony might just have a game that's fully featured, but then have like a pass on it or something like that, a multiplayer game with some sort of battle pass, and that's what they're calling. But again, this is all speculation. They gotta show us, and Sony's good at showing games, so I'm confident that when Sony says, "Hey, it's time to show the games," they're going to show us the games and shut everybody up. So that's why all the 3Cs in the chat, Aaron's and X-Hawks, all you guys, in the search for W's, all you're going to get are L's. So, PlayStation's not Microsoft. When PlayStation shows some shit, your pants are dropping, and you can get to work with Black Nut Studios. But I'm telling you right now, those pants are going to drop. Sony does a showcase, it's a panty dropping time right now. Xbox does a showcase. It's put the chastity belt on because we're getting fucked. That's what's going on over there at Xbox. Whatever the expectations are, they're low. Phil already told you to be prepared for the showcase, and it's not going to do shit. He already told you that. So get away. So that's why Sony's going to show some games. So just keep an eye. So don't get too excited.
I mean, here's the thing. We understand that Sony's going to show some new games, but Sony need to do it and not have everybody, sitting up here talking about what they're going to do.
Exactly. And that's the problem. You see people leaving studios. You seeing LinkedIn reports. You're hearing,
closing down Pixel Opus.
Yeah, closing down Pixel Opus. It's ending Mutant Molecules run on Dreams without putting a PC version out and doing all that shit. And yeah, all that stuff.
And to be honest with you, Dreams probably should have been the first thing to fucking go to PC. I don't even understand the rest of the stuff going to PC, but Dreams would have been good for them little creative fuckers.
Exactly. Make it with the mouse and keyboard, do all your fidelity with the mouse and all that other shit, and make some great games that you can play on the console. Dreams should have been the first one there. VR support, man, it was perfect.
You know why I think they didn't do it though? And I don't think a lot of people thought about this. I think the reason why they didn't do it was simply because they didn't want people to gain unwanted access to the PlayStation system. Because remember, if it was going to be on Dreams PC, it would also work on Dreams PlayStation.
Yeah.
And then people could do little things with the stuff that they make on PC that gives them a level of access on PC that they don't want them to have.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Call Hugo the 2. He goes, I need that Chrono Odyssey in my life. He says, dude, we're going to see. And I think they're going to make some good deals, dude. Thank you, Kali. But yeah, I agree. I think they need some deals. They've been announcing games, so there's been games announcing and stuff like that, but they need something because, again, all you hear is this other stuff, and it seems like, it gets into the speculation, and they need a showcase, man. They need to kind of show phase 2 going on here.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting to the point where we never hear Sony really talking about what we can truly
You're my number one customer.
It's like, dude, just wait until we give you the green light. And I'm like, nah, that's kind of not gonna work anymore. And they're kind of losing that goodwill. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, it's gonna return as soon as they come out with something that somebody wants to see. But why lose the goodwill right now? Why not just and the thing is, I get it. You don't want to show things too early because then people start speculating and building all this fake outrage over your shit. I get that. But at the same time, you got to learn to control the narrative. And that's what they do a very bad job at, controlling the narrative. No, don't get me wrong. They control it when they want to. But for the most part, they just let all the bullshit run rampant.
Yeah. Yeah, they did. Maybe they're waiting for some of the regulatory shit to get out of the way, and now It is there if that was really a case, but I really think that they
Come on, man. At this
4 to
point,
1 sales, like
fuck the regulatory shit. What are you gonna do? Spend the entire goddamn generation over this stupid ass deal? Like,
my God, this
no.
shit's going on to next year too. Like they better,
Yeah.
it's done.
Yeah, at this point, bro, you gotta chill with this deal, man.
Yeah, I
Like,
know.
if
It's
that's
done.
really what's holding them up, because again, that's speculation in
It
itself.
is. It's speculation because they haven't said they haven't have a showcase last year. But again,
Yeah.
you know, did they really need one last year? They were sandwiched in between Call of Duty, God of War, and Horizon, and you know they kind of like God of War is kind of the end of their like phase 1. Like you know, now it's the second phase of stuff. Like everything they announced in 2020 pretty much came out, except for some of the other games that they announced, like you know Wolverine and you know Knights of the Republic. But there was issues with that. But even that, like, they need to show that game because if they go to showcase another year without Knights of the Republic, then that's going to be kind of fizzle away. It's going to turn into like one of those Xbox announcements.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
know?
shit, it feel like it's
And they
already
led off
turning
their
into
show
that
with
anyway.
that too.
Yeah.
Nah, but only wrap
No,
this
but
up.
it kind of feels like that's what it's running into. Oh, all right, yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Go ahead and close it out.
No, man. Yeah, I'll get true with it. The 2 he goes. Phil said expect high 80s and low 60s. What the fuck? Yeah, exactly. Dude.
Not gonna lie, he definitely said that.
Yo,
shit.
he
Like,
did say that, dude. He's like,
Jesus.
Yo, would he? Yeah, dude, that interview has quotes for the ages in that goddamn interview, and I love how like people just kind of like, no, what he really meant was like the Phil interpreters and stuff. Like, dude, no, man, he said what he said, and he said it from the heart. He wasn't influenced by anybody. He said what he had to say, and you know, he seemed annoyed, and he seemed that he meant what he was saying, and he didn't clarify anything. He didn't come out and apologize, going, well, what I really meant is that we're still gonna make great games. Just it's really not gonna move our console, but that doesn't mean we're leaving you out, and we're gonna make great games for you. No, he didn't come out and say any of that stuff. He's just like, you rot on that quote, man. You ride at it. And meanwhile, clowns are coming out there going, oh, hold the line for that? That interview? That sounds like a defeated person that needed his face down, ass up in the sand. And you're confident to hold what?
Hold the line, man.
Hold the line of what? I said hold the line to shout out to Donnie Dog. I was Don Dog. I was on the show on what was it, last week Crossfire, one of the Crossfires I was on there. Oh no, it was on Saltiest podcast, and he was like he was like, hold the line. He's like, if Xbox is McDonald's, that's just what it is. It's McDonald's. And I'm like, so you're holding the line for McDonald's? I'm like, what are you like? This is the standard? Like, hold the line. It's not even like very respectable after what Phil said on that show, man. Like, I don't know how you could be like, hey, you know, unless he's just like a nice guy and you had to, parties with him and stuff. Like, I'm just like, from what he said, I would not stand behind that. Like, oh yeah, that's my leader. Like, oh, I'm going to buy a product from that person. Dude, I'm going to stay far away from that. That doesn't sound like I'm going to buy a product from him. Like,
no, you got to hold the line, Jazz.
Hold the line.
Hold the line. Hold the line, man.
Well, I got a quote from Master Chief. He'll tell you where the line is.
End of the line.
There it is, end of the line. Well, thank you, everybody. This has been an awesome show. Thank you, Sick, for coming on and saved my voice because I was about to lose it, dude. But I wanted to get through this, and you came on with a great topic to talk about the EU approval. But shout out to Sick, and if he's doing a show tomorrow, he's going to talk more about that Deviant game stuff.
Oh,
so
I definitely am.
He's going to go in on that, man.
I am, to say the least, I am disappointed. So
you're right. It was definitely glossed over and excuses, and you know what? I think it's time for Sony to put up and start showing.
Put up or shut up.
Put up or shut
That's
up.
what
Yeah.
it is.
Exactly.
All right, Jess.
Thank you so much. Oh man. Sorry. Jesus. Let me compete. My headset went wild there. No, but thank you very much. Thank you, Grinders, for the show. Hit the like button, share it out. Again, thanks, Sick, and thank you, everybody, for coming on to the show. Awesome Gaming Grindhouse tonight. Covered it all. Got all the stuff. Keep it locked here. Grinds Bites coming your way. Some more streaming. And check out Sick tomorrow with his show on his channel there. But thank you again, everybody. Appreciate all the VIPs. I'll be putting them on the board. Super chats. Check out the Grind Shop going on there for What Are We Doing Here? Oh, reverb. What are we doing here? And all the other great things that are on there. And comment in the bottom. I read all the comments, so Check that out. Hit the like button. And thank you again, Grinders. And with that, let's play out a song.
The two youths.
The two what? What was that word? Two what?
What?
Did you say utes?
Yeah, two youths.
What is a ute?
Oh, excuse me, Your Honor. Two youths.
And Psychonauts 2. New games are coming fast. 12 minutes and 80s. And they're all on Game Pass. Somerville, a Plague Tale Requiem. What to play first and what to play last. Skyrash 2, Ground, Shroom and Doom. Cause they're all on Game Pass.
Thank you again, Grinders. I'm out. Session over.